Hey people, it's Steel Gamer back with Division, and apparently one of the people that helped me out yesterday is on, so I'm going to go back and get some information from him and basically get some other information to further verify that, you know, this game literally has no instruction despite people saying it does. So let's go in here.
You are now entering a safe area.
You remember how to freaking... I could remember what they said yesterday. Hey. Oh, okay, so this is a friggin... whatever, that's crazy.
There he is.
Yeah, hey, got a quick question. By the way, just so you know, whenever I usually play this game, I wind up streaming it, so you guys are on stream, just so you guys know that. If you mind, then I'll exit, because that's what I do when I stream this game. I don't know if you saw the message I just left you in Uplay, but
No.
Okay.
I was busy in a legendary mission, but anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing earlier yesterday. I'm gonna leave the group after this because I'm still messing around, because the best way for me to learn it is to after I get the information from you guys, I'm gonna go in and just use it myself, so that way, you know, you guys don't have to keep stopping what you're doing to freaking explain shit. So there's two things I ran into a freaking problem with yesterday. And it's something one of them is an item you gave me, or somebody gave me on the team, which is something about some fucking performance mod. There's no explanation on what the fuck you're supposed to do with those. That like saying that's a performance mod doesn't mean anything, because on the screen it's, do you mod it to something? Do you attach it to something? Or what the fuck do you do with it? It doesn't make any...
Goes in your gear. Your knee pads can take one performance mod, your backpack can take two, and your holster can take one.
Okay, so it doesn't tell you where to put it. It wouldn't. I couldn't figure out how the fuck what do you do with it? Like, because some games when you have
in the
boost,
right-hand side.
Yeah, see what I was doing when you go into your inventory.
You won't have slots for it yet. When you get to level 30, it'll be self-explanatory. There's a slot, two slots on your chest piece for gear mods like firearm, stamina, and electronics.
Alright, he just got disconnected. Hold on.
Hey, come take a look.
Hey, can anybody else in this group hear me or no?
Welcome back. I'm Rick Falassi, and you lucky bastard.
Guess not.
Listening to, wouldn't you know it? And if you're listening, that means you really are a lucky bastard. You apparently won the genetic lottery.
What's up?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
No, you had it good.
Oh, this.
Hey, you got disconnected. Hold on 1 second. Hey viewer, how's it going? I'm just getting some information from these guys before I go back to where I was. Hey dude, you just got disconnected. Oh, you might not even be in the game yet.
The green poison. Where'd it come from?
No, yeah, it should be. Alright.
Yeah, but I mean, if the connection's bad, he could still be loading into the game even though it shows his name on the screen.
I mean, nowadays, I don't know what, it keeps on giving me delta error, like, in between missions again and again.
I can't make out what you're saying. What'd you say?
I'm saying the game, I mean, keeps on getting delta error, keeps on pushing it out of the server, and the game shuts down automatically.
I still can't make out what you're saying. Something about the game, something, I can't make it out.
No, I'm saying...
I guess I got disconnected too. It's a poor connection to the host. Ugh. Let's try this again. Alright, this may not wind up working. I don't know. Definitely not it. Wow. This is terrible. Sorry, viewer. I can't do anything about this. But I think you know that. I know you think I'm aware that you know I can't do anything about this. It keeps disconnecting me. Yeah, guys, how's it going? I'm actually trying to get reconnected to the game here. It just disconnected me. Some sort of Delta error, whatever the fuck that means. And I was trying to get information from the people that I was in the game with, but you can start a new platform just like this in your inventory. Hold X to deconstruct high quality items. Yeah, okay, fine, that's great. Next inventory. Naming a loadout. I still don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, didn't even get a chance to read why I use loadouts. Wow, this thing is just banged up, isn't it?
This area is safe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that keeps on throwing you out of the game.
Yeah, it keeps saying that to Captain Thunderpump too, as well. It keeps disconnecting us. Right now it says poor connection to the host server. So there's something like the server that we're apparently on is bad.
It's the Australian server at the moment.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, maybe you can answer this before I get out, because like I said, I'm not going to join you guys in this time. I'm actually going to get the information and then leave. But if I have any questions, I'm just going to keep coming back and asking, which I shouldn't have to do, because it's like the performance mods and what he was talking about. There's no, regardless of whether, I shouldn't have to get to level 30 to understand what the fuck that thing is. You know what I mean? There's no reason for it. So if I have a performance mod in my inventory, it should tell me how to freaking use that. I had no idea. If you go into the stream I was doing yesterday and look, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then on top of that, I have a mod in my inventory, and I tried attaching it to the gun, and there's no explanation as to why it wouldn't let me attach it to the gun at all. Like literally, if it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you're not able to touch those mods because it could be of a different level. Like what level you're on level 12 right now, mod could be of a level 13, 14 or any other level. So you can't use that mod until unless you reach that level.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If a mod is not a level, but there's no explanation on that you need to level a weapon with the same level mod, but it doesn't point that out, then it shouldn't even allow you to visually attach it to the fucking weapon in the first place. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're not high enough. It should tell you you are not, this mod is not, whatever it is, it should tell you that. An on-screen error message should come up. Because if you try to equip a secondary ability without having the secondary tab, it'll tell you need to be this level to unlock this. It tells you that.
Yeah, sure.
So, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
then, again, that's another inconsistency with this stupid fucking way this game is programmed. So, the fact that there was no explanation given as to why I couldn't friggin' mod that. Like, there was no explanation given at all. So, that's ridiculous. And secondly, the performance mods, I had no idea what you even do with those. Like, the game never said performance mods only go on specific gear. If they had at least done that, that would have been different, because I could have at least sifted through my inventory to figure out which ones it did. I don't give a shit what ones they go on. I give a fuck that I was not told that they only go on very specific pieces of gear, but there's no way for anybody to know that unless you're either A, told, B, you're a fucking nerd that knows if a branch has been moved in a tree and pay attention to every friggin' detail the average player wouldn't pay attention to, or C, you just fucked around with the inventory for about 3 to 4, 5 hours, you know, figuring your entire thing out. Yeah, that's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen people spending that much time standing in front of just the box, trying to figure out which one goes with what best.
No, that I get.
Come here,
I'm not saying anybody could do that. I'm saying that's fucking ridiculous, for me at least. Now, I mean, if that's the way people want to play games, they can. But I'm not going to spend 5 fucking hours because these assholes couldn't fucking put a simple sentence on saying, hey, performance mods go on certain pieces of gear. That would be all I need. At least I would know that, you know what I mean? It doesn't even fucking mention that. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what the fuck does a performance mod do? Because I have it in my inventory, does that mean it automatically works? You know what I mean? Because some games will give you a performance enhancing thing, but all you have to do is have it in your inventory in order for it to work. So I had no idea if this thing was even active or what, you know what I mean? I didn't even know that, you know?
It'll only be active if it's attached to one of the gears which you're wearing at the moment.
No, I get that now. What I'm saying is the game never said that. So there's no way to know if just by having it, it's active, or since you're not told it needs to be equipped to anything, you have no idea what the hell you need to do with this. You know what I mean? There's no fucking way you could possibly know that.
Fucking 4 Delta errors in a row.
Yeah, mine did that too, Captain. Mine did that too. Anyway, the Butcher answered my question. What I was saying earlier before we got disconnected, and I don't know how much of what you heard me say, but basically the point was that the performance mod was never, the game developers never told you a performance mod even has to go on a piece of gear. Some games when you have a performance mod, all you need to do is have them in your inventory for them to work. So there was no way to know if this thing was active or anything. All they would have to say is performance mods go on certain pieces of gear. I should not have to wait till level 30 to do that. On top of that, the performance mod was level 11. I'm level 12. So there was no reasoning for that at all. And then what I was getting at with the mod,
you can put a lesser level 1 in, but not a greater one.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is I didn't even know what to do with it. I had no clue until you just told me that it only goes in certain things. There was no, I'm like, what the fuck? You should see the stream yesterday, dude. I'm sitting there, what the fuck do I do with this thing? It says mod. Do I mod it? I mean, it was just fucking ridiculous. So, and the other thing I had was,
What's the stream name?
Oh, I don't even remember. It's fucking, someday, dude, you'll find it on my channel. It's fucking, it's everything in the division.
What's your channel? TL Gamer?
Yeah, I'll link it to you. Give me a, no, it's not TL Gamer. You'll find like 25, you'll find like friggin' 150 TL Gamers in friggin' YouTube. Hold on one second.
Timmy, do you still have Hayabusa on your account?
I think yes, Captain. I do have Hayabusa.
Just check to see if he's there, but offline, and I'll rejoin as Hayabusa because I've got a level 12 character. I could go with him.
No, I don't see Hayabusa anywhere.
Offline friends.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh, hey,
What?
hold on one second.
what's that?
Hold on one second. I got some clown on my friggin' stream. Give me a minute. I got to address him. Yeah, Gaz, it's exactly what I said. The fucking wing shit wasn't explained. If you didn't understand what the hell I was talking about, don't even start talking, because I will lay into you and basically rip the shit out of your comment, because I'm not going to sit and tolerate people being that fucking stupid after something was very clearly explained. The bottom line comes into, here's what, all right, let me back up. I shouldn't say that to you because that's not right, because you probably don't understand what I'm saying, because gamers don't understand the way I talk. Let me explain it to you. If the medical wing is locked, you can't walk into it in your base. Period. If you can walk into it, saying it's unlocked is fucking retarded. Or saying it needs to be unlocked after you walk into it is fucking retarded. Okay, if you don't understand why walking into an unlocked facility, then telling you the facility needs to be unlocked is dumb, then I don't know what to tell you.
No need to change the character, Captain.
Hold on one second, I'm trying to listen to something on the phone.
He's not going to join us right now.
Okay, here's the thing. You can't help me if you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. So here's the problem. Medical wing, by definition, is a section of a building. Go into a hospital and try to get into the morgue. It's locked. You can't get in there. Go into any building in the frickin' hospital that isn't open to the public and try to get in there and it's locked. Okay? That's the issue here. Medical wing, if the medical wing in the game must be unlocked, then you can't walk into it when you go into your base of operations, period. You're not allowed to walk in there if it's locked. If you've walked in there, that means it is unlocked, so what the fuck is the game telling you it needs to be unlocked for? It is literally the equivalency of saying, get your car keys out of a locked car so you can get into the car to unlock the car. That's what it's doing. If you don't understand why that is dumb, then there's a problem with your thinking pattern, because you can't walk into a locked facility if the facility needs to be unlocked before you can walk in there. But the thing here is, you're trying to... if I'm understanding you correctly... Hey, Butcher, hold on and say... Hey, by the way, thank you, Butcher. I'm just going to exit out and go back to the main game here. Thanks, guy. Appreciate the explanation.
You're welcome. If you could just wait for a few minutes.
No. Games, you're missing the point. That's not what the game says to do. No, that may be what you're confusing what has to be done with what the game says in the layout of how it's explained. I never said that's not what you do. What I'm saying is, if the medical... You can't say the medical wing needs to be unlocked. You can't say that. You can say to activate what's in the medical wing to be unlocked. That you can say. But what you're saying is the medical wing itself needs to be unlocked. That's what that statement means. You're saying that you have to unlock the medical wing before you can even walk into it. Now, whether or not people realize that's what they're saying, that is what you're saying without you realizing what you're saying. So that's the issue here. That's why I said the medical wing in itself and the stuff in the game isn't wrong. How it's put into the game and explained is. Because it's literally, again, it's literally telling you you need to unlock the medical wing. That's fine. But if that's true, what you're saying is the door itself to the medical wing is locked and you can't get into it until you unlock it. That's why it's a contradiction, because the wording in this game is done extremely fucking piss poor. Case in point, I'll just use this as an example because I'm not going to harp on this. Case in point, when you go into your inventory to mod a weapon, alright? I'm using a 360 controller on the PC. Modding a weapon is not done by pressing X. When you it says on the screen, press X to mod a weapon. That is totally false. Press X to open the mod menu is what it needs to say. So by phrasing these things in the games, the developers absolutely 100% fucked up the wording on this, and they made it so it's literally, according to the wording, not possible to do. They need to say, activate the section. You need to activate the medical wing before it's usable, or something of that nature. You can't say unlock the medical wing while you allow people to fucking walk into it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's like saying, hey, walk into a jail cell door before we unlock it. It's like, what? That doesn't make no fucking sense. So that's what I was getting at. So you didn't understand that, and a lot of people don't get that, because to you guys just went ahead and just did it, because that's just what, you guys overlooked that. But in reality, if you take apart and look at what I just said, you'll realize that it's not actually worded correctly to make any fucking sense at all. That's all I was saying. This is This is what my channel does. It pulls apart the stupid shit that the game developers fucking program in. That it's almost like game develop. I'm like starting to question whether game developers even fucking went to school and because they have absolutely zero. They have fucking shitty grammar. They don't even know how to phrase sentences properly. Because to everybody else that's fine. That they just ignore that. Someone who don't take this the wrong way. Somebody who knows how to read is gonna read it exactly the same way I did it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, like I said, I mean, the keybinds are what I talk about here, you know, with the Xing the mod. X mods a weapon. X doesn't mod a weapon. That is totally false. X opens the menu in order for you to mod a weapon, but X itself doesn't do that. L2 aims, like I said, on the controller, L2 aims, R2 shoots. Those are keybinds that when you press them, they do exactly what they say. You can't say L2 aims, R2 shoots, X mods a weapon, and then L2 aims, R2 shoots, but X doesn't mod the weapon. That makes no fucking sense. And most people don't acknowledge that. They will open up the menu and say, oh yeah, okay, just follow the directions. Following the directions has nothing to do with that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that the game is fucking incorrect. That's a false statement. And I don't understand how game developers even did that. If I was in the game developer aspect, or I was in that, I would tell them, it's like, X doesn't mod this weapon. What the fuck are you writing that for? Rewrite that. That's exactly what I would say. Now, if it came out like that, you know, nobody would ever think twice about it. But since it already came out like that, and I'm pointing it out, people are going to tell me I'm dumb for not following the on-screen instructions. I'm not talking about following the on-screen instructions. We're talking about the fucking keybinds are incorrect. Now, whether people are like, oh, why is that a big deal? What do you mean, why is that a fucking big deal? That's like saying, well, if I told you L2 aims and R2 shoots, but then had you L2 fucking, you know, teleport you, you'd be like, what the fuck? L2 doesn't do that. Even though it would become accepted over a time frame, telling you L2 aims is false. So, you know, that was the explanation I was giving, that's all. Does that make any sense now? RNG. That's actually funny to me. I gotta find out what the fuck I'm even supposed to be doing. Yeah, what I'm saying is, does that make any sense now? See, like I said, this door should be fucking locked. If I have to unlock it, this door should be fucking locked. You can't say I need to unlock it and then, hey, look, I've walked into a fucking building. That fucking makes no sense, man. Now, I think now that I've visually shown it to you, I think you understood what I was getting at, but now that I visually showed you, I think you absolutely get it. Like, this door should be fucking locked. I shouldn't even be able to see inside. I should be able to do it, and it should say it's locked. This door should not even fucking be open until it said you need to fucking do missions to open this door. That's really what it should say.
Agent, we need our base up and running. Isaac can map itself to each of the wings in the base and sync their progress so we can have a bigger picture of what's happening here. And the more stable this base is, the better shape the city will be in.
See, all that information on the screen doesn't tell you anything about it. It just says follow it. Yeah, but here's the thing. That's still an incorrect situation, because what happens here is All right, here's where the issue comes in. The game does not separate the actual section of the building to your skills. It connects them, but it doesn't actually separate them. By saying you need to unlock your medical wing, what you're saying is, this is your medical wing. No, those are your medical skills that get used through the medical wing. The medical skills are not the medical wing. So when you're saying you need to unlock the medical wing, you're actually saying you need to unlock these skills. But without you knowing that, you're literally saying unlock the door that leads into the medical wing. That's what you're inadvertently saying. You don't know that because the game doesn't separate them. So to you, it was just a normal situation. But the fact of the matter is, as you can see, and the only reason I knew that is because the people I was talking to yesterday in the stream that I was in verified everything that I've said in all my streams so far. The whole game is fucking broken because of this. Now, whether or not people think I'm dumb or not doesn't change anything I've said, because if you look at what I just explained, you'll see that how the game developers actually released this and what I just actually said are two completely different things. That you can see that what I said would make that situation easy for anybody to pick it up and understand. The way the game developers did it makes no fucking sense, because when you say medical wing, you're not even referring to your skills, even though the game connected them like that. That is shitty development on the developer's part, because a medical wing is not your inventory. It's not your skills. It's a subsection of a fucking building. Are you going to tell me you have a building in your inventory? That makes no fucking sense. Now again, people may say that argument is dumb or whatever it is, but it doesn't change the fact that the game developers did not separate any of that shit, so there would be no way for you to differentiate what the fuck they're talking about. So it's hard to explain in a stream. It really is, because you're so used to playing this. That's something that you would not even, you've clearly, everybody that's played this has clearly never had an issue with any of the shit that I'm talking about. But that's because I'm not talking down to people, but game developers write shit for people who don't know how to read. Because the average gamer isn't going to go into that in-depth reading it, so there's no reason for them to do it. However, when somebody who knows how to read, such as myself, run into that, we run into these fucking problems. And so when you start talking about them with other gamers, they start saying, nobody can be that fucking stupid, but the gamer doesn't realize that what you're talking about is absolutely correct, as I just explained it. You know what I mean? So now I think you can totally visually see what the hell I'm talking about and why what I said in the game is it's incorrect. They wrote it fucking wrong, period. And so, and that's why I question the freaking game developers. It's almost like they have zero fucking education on how to fucking write shit. They don't. Like, seriously, how do you write that? There are 3 mission threads, medical wing. See, that message didn't even fucking pop up on the screen and stay that long. I have no idea what that fucking message just said. Now, on top of that, I don't even know if there is a way to even get that message back up on the screen. So, while people are saying that the game said it, that message that just popped up on the screen very well could have said it, but I have no idea what that thing even said because it disappeared off the screen way too fast. And I was never told by the game developer if there's a way to actually read that again. So there's a lot of shit in this game that's fucking broken. It doesn't belong here. It really doesn't. Yeah, also, on top of that, all these messages that are popping up out here should not be popping up out here. This is the wrong place for those pieces of information. They shouldn't be out here. They should be back in a safe house, and that shit, once you tell a player that, if the player forgets it, I understand by popping a reminder up, but they should have an entire screen with a list of reminders, so that way, you know, if you miss something or whatever it is, you can go back in and read it. But there's no fucking way for me to know what the hell that original thing said because it disappeared off of the screen, and these things are fucking telling you, you know, that you're getting tips and hints and shit in places it doesn't fucking belong. I don't care what the fuck am I gonna do with that out here? You know, I understand that you can change gear or something, but that shit should have been explained to you in the safe area or safe house or whatever you want to call it. That's just fucking, like I said, this whole game is fucking so ridiculously put together. It's pathetic. So, I can handle a lot of shit from the gaming community because I've been doing this for a long time, and if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be posting videos. But the fact of the matter is, the gaming community attacks me because I'm attacking a game that they like. That's really what this comes down to. So I get all sorts of comments. But the few people that actually do take the time to actually stop and listen to what I'm talking about will see that every single thing that I've said about a game, even if it's a game I like, because I don't just do this to frickin' these games. I do it to games that I like. I mean, fucking, I love Assassin's Creed Origins, and I have a frickin' segment on my channel that shows that Assassin's Creed Origins has a shitty fucking programming method too. And I'm not attacking the game because I don't like it. I'm attacking the fucking game because it's fucking done poorly.
I don't want to hurt you. Cover me while I load up. Come on, you can do better.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, man.
Breathe deep.
Fuck, I hit the wrong button. I gotta stop doing that. My mind is still in, Why am I still playing this shit game? Because I'm finishing up my... Hey Barry, how's it going, man? I forgot to friggin', I forgot to say hey to you. I didn't get it. What the fuck? I gotta stop fucking doing that. I keep pressing B because my friggin' B in Assassin's Creed Origins is climb. And right now my mind is in climb mode, so I keep fucking pressing B and I keep going up the friggin' thing instead of,
New agent has joined your team.
Why is this taking so long?
So Barry, how's it going, man? What I was going to get at is I'm finishing this because I've already made a commitment to trash the fuck out of the game, so I'm going along to see is how much more I can find wrong with this fucking game. And I found a lot more shit that's wrong with this dude. Hold on a second, I got to tell this guy.
Hey buddy, I've got a suggestion for you.
Okay, what's up, guys? By the way, just so you know, you do realize that I keep saying this, but I want to make sure. Like, if you come into my games, I'm streaming, just so you know that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm a star. I've got, if you check, you go Shift F2, you should have a friend request from a Hayabusa XZX.
Yeah, I think did I accept that or not? Hold on one second.
I have no idea. I've been fucking going from, that's my son's account. I can switch to a low-level character like yours, and we can actually play the game together.
No, it's okay, man. I appreciate it. The only thing that I was asking for is because, like I said, I don't really care about leveling. I'll do that. I don't give a shit. I don't mind doing that. I have a fucking problem with the game not explaining me anything. Because, like I said, what you were talking about the performance mods last night or yesterday is that it doesn't tell you, like I was explaining. It does. Some games will just allow you to have an enhancement mod or whatever it is just by having it on you. That does what it does. You know what I mean? But the thing here is that it doesn't even tell you that. It doesn't even tell you that these things need to even be equipped to certain pieces of gear. I mean, if it at least told me that, I wouldn't have even had an issue with it. But it doesn't even tell you that. So
it tells you nothing.
Right, exactly. So. I'll take that in a minute. For the most part, I didn't know what the fuck I didn't know what it was. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just sell it. Because, you know, you said basically yesterday, pick up. There were specific things you said don't sell, which I didn't. So I wound up just selling a bunch of shit. So because I didn't know what the fuck the performance mod was doing, I just fucking sold it. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Favorite? There's that mark as favorite button, and it won't sell them until you unmark them. Anyway, check your Shift F2.
No, I already did that. I already did that.
Accepted it?
Yeah, I already did both of them.
Alright, I'll change fucking accounts and come back as a low-level character.
No, it's okay, man.
Because with me in the group, as this character, all the enemies are way too tough for you. So it's, you know...
Oh, I see what you're saying. The game's going by who has the higher level?
Yeah, so
Okay.
you'll get one-shotted all the time, you get pissed off and never play again.
No, I don't get pissed off because I die. I'm aware of that. Like I said, if I'm like, because I'm smart enough to know where obviously if I see a skull above a guy's head, now that could mean anything, but I don't. I mean, if you're in the if I keep getting one-shotted, I'll clearly know that I can't handle that, so I'll fucking hide. Because if you're in the game, then I'm just gonna let you go do all the work. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't care about dying.
We'll get your mic level right.
Well, what?
Because your mic level, it's really loud and distorty.
All right, hold on one second. Let me fix it.
No, wait till I change to the other one so I can give you a heads up if it's good or not. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Got it. Oh. It's a good game. No, it's got 6 more days to go. They fucked up and had so many Delta errors, they gave us another week. Yeah. I had 5 of them just before. So it's still happening. But let me go and come back and give you an idea of the gameplay.
Hold on a second. No, I got it, dude. The thing here is that I needed the instructions on what to do with certain things that the game never frickin' told you. Because you even said that the game doesn't tell you at all. You said the game doesn't even tell you a fucking thing on this game. So you're just verifying what I have been saying, that a lot of my viewers that are, some of them are in the stream now, that actually saying that, well, you're dumb, the game tells you this. You just fucking verified, you're a freaking long-time player of this, and you're fucking far up in the chain. You'll even verify that everything that I said is correct. So that's another thing I'm doing. So it's
from the start.
Huh? Yeah, so
I played this from the start.
Yeah, so the hold on, I guess apparently my mic was muted. But like I said, I mean the thing with this is, like I said, you and your other players actually totally verified everything that I had been saying for the past for the past couple of days. Because I would make streams and my freaking viewers would attack me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. The game's not explained. Don't even try the circular logic with me. And I would just eventually just ignore them. I mean, dude, I freaking opened up screens, went in and showed this stuff, so you can't even argue with the fact that, you're just dumb. Good, call me fucking dumb. The game's that, guess what? The game's not fucking explained. You know what I mean? So it's like, so anyway, the thing here is now that, I appreciate the help, though. Like I said, you've been extremely explicit for what the game. For some things you can look at the screen, but there are things that what I'm talking about, like performance mods. There's no fucking way for you to know unless you spent like 4 hours messing around on the screen. Unless somebody tells you that, you have no idea what the hell to do with that. There's no fucking way. Like I said, I had no idea it wasn't active, or you know what I mean? There's no freaking way to know. And then on top of that, the gun I was trying to mod yesterday, your other buddy cleared that up, is that there was no explanation given as to why it wouldn't attach itself to the weapon after you tried modding it. There was like literally no explanation given, and so I wasn't aware of what to look for. Right. Well, he actually said, well, you kind of need to look at your level, but now whether that's on the screen, I wasn't paying attention to that. My concern and attention was drawn to, why the fuck is this showing me I can attach it to the gun and then not attaching it? If the point is that if it's a level requirement, then it shouldn't even say, it should automatically tell you when you go to do this, says you need that, this is not the right level for this weapon. It really needs to say that, because that way it shouldn't even open the screen and allow you to visually attach it. It just shouldn't work that way. Yeah, okay, Byron. I'll see you later, man.
Open the screen and then says you're a dumb cunt. That doesn't go there.
Right, now here's the thing I find interesting on why why when somebody argues with me, I'll pull something out that makes, I don't want to say makes them look dumb, but for lack of a better term, makes them look dumb. I said, listen, don't tell me I'm fucking stupid for not looking at the level when the game actually opens the menu, because if you're going to say that, you're going to say that, oh, it doesn't need to tell you that this is the wrong mod here. Well, what the fuck is the deal with the skills? Because if you go to try to put a skill in a secondary slot, it says, this slot needs to be opened at level 5. The game fucking tells you that. So how the fuck can anybody not even apply what I'm saying there? It's dumb. It doesn't matter whether you can look at, well, it's red, it's obvious. Obvious to whom? You? What? No, nowhere does it say a level 30. It doesn't tell you that a fucking higher level mod cannot be attached to a lower level weapon. It doesn't state that. Some games actually allow you to do that. Because Dragon Age...
Like my machine gun?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Is that a machine gun or is that a sniper rifle? What the fuck is that? Is that like something out of fucking Predator?
It's an LMG. It's an M60 with gold on it.
You did not do that, did you? Well, what? My gun is pretty. Does it help you shoot better? No. That's right.
It's got 200 rounds as well.
Does it? I don't know I don't know if that's good or not. You mean it has 200? Well, hold on. Are you saying it has 200 rounds in the clip, or are you saying it can shoot 200 rounds?
Yeah, 200 round magazine.
Oh, okay, all right. It's how many magazines do you have? How much ammo do you have? Like 5,000?
2,000.
Oh, okay, all right. I was gonna say, oh, it has 200 shots. My shotgun has fucking 127 here. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go off and finish some of these missions. I'm gonna go off and finish some of these missions.
I'll come back and join you with a normal level character.
You don't have to. I mean, like I said, I'm not out to get.
No, I want to.
Okay, whatever works. I mean, what am I gonna do? Stop you?
Here you go.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna take
This is the bullfrog, by the way.
What does that even fucking mean? You said it's gonna shoot frogs? I know what it means, but now is that a bullfrog pup gun?
I'll tell you when to panic.
Yep.
It's a PUP.
That's me bullfrog.
My question is it a PUP?
Yeah, bullpup.
Okay, gotcha.
Tactical shotgun.
Now, do they have spaz? Do they have a spaz shotgun in this game? Do you know what spaz stands for?
That's sort of. Oh yeah. The showstopper.
Yeah, but you know what a spaz? Do you know what spaz stands for? It stands for Special Police Assault Shotgun. So I was just wondering if they had a spaz shotgun in here, spaz 12.
Here's a really nice sniper rifle.
I can see you. Whoop, I see you. All right, I'm gonna do some missions here and shit.
All right, I'll be back in a sec.
It's all right. He has a right to it. I mean, people like things what they like. I mean, the thing here, Barry, is like, if you don't like this game, you should fucking watch some of my streams, dude. I ripped the fuck out of it, and I got like literally, dude. It's hilarious because everything I had been saying was verified by the people one of the people in the game. I was in a group yesterday with these people, and they verified every single thing I said was fucking wrong with this game. It's really hilarious to watch people fucking try to argue with me, and then you have players that have been playing this a long time verify everything I've been saying. So here's the thing: I don't need to play a game to know what's wrong with it. That's what my channel does, you know. So it's really fucking amusing. Oh, by the way, Barry, I gotta tell you, if all goes well on the 1st, May 1st, May, right? Yeah, March, April, May. Yeah, on May 1st, if all goes well, I will, I'm getting a rancid upgrade to my freaking internet. So right now I only have a 5 megabyte upload connection. It's going to be uploaded, it's going to be upgraded to 35, which is a fucking huge boost from what I have now. So my point is the quality of my streams are going to get way better. They're not going to be the best, but they're going to be so much better than what they are now. So how's everybody else doing? By the way, just in case you guys are aware, in case you guys need to know, in the United States, if somebody's video or audio recorded, it's a good idea to let them know they're being recorded. That's why I told anybody, he knows that when I'm playing this and he joins me, he's going to be on stream. So I just let them know, even though he knows that, I still tell him he's being streamed. It's just, it's, I don't want to, it's a fine gray area with how our legal situation on that. So you might want to just be really careful. And just to be on the safe side, just always make sure that somebody knows you're streaming, both audio and video at the time. So when they come in, they have a choice to stay in there or not. Because if you notice, that's the first thing I've said to these people in any of my streams when they join me or whatever. I say, hey, just so you know, I'm streaming right now, so you're on stream. Just, not that it's needed, but it's a good idea to do that just for legal purposes, in case something happens. Well, here's the, I was actually looking at this, Barry. The thing with my channel is, if you notice, I don't give a shit if people swear at me and call me names. It doesn't stop me from doing what I'm doing, because I've been doing this for such a long time that I know I've had like every comment said to me. Like I said, I've had freaking people threaten to kill me. I've had people say, "Oh, you're really good." I've had people say, "I can't fucking stand you." I've had people call my daughter a retard. I've had people say, "Oh, you're autistic. It runs in the family. No wonder your daughter's retarded." Or it's just all this stupid shit. So the point is that if people that can't handle that shit really shouldn't be streaming. So when freaking streamers get all aggravated with somebody saying something in chat, they really shouldn't be streaming. Another thing that they don't do is they like, oh, you know, no backseat moderating, or don't give away spoilers. If you don't want people fucking talking in your stream, either disable the damn fucking stream or don't stream, because that doesn't make any freaking sense. That's like walking up to somebody. I saw a really interesting video yesterday. This freaking guy came out of a post office. This guy was doing this guy was saying something about he was doing an audit, and he was doing a First Amendment audit, because that's basically proving that, you know, there's people out there that don't understand how the fucking Constitution issue works. But anyway, the point was, it's this fucking, this guy comes out of the fucking post office, right? He walks up to the guy videotaping and says, "Don't videotape me." He then turns around and says to him, "Well, that's stupid logic. You walk up to somebody video recording you to tell them not to video record you? It just doesn't fucking make any sense." So it's funny how people will stream and they'll won't like something, but yet they're the ones that open themselves up to it. Now, I understand it's courtesy, but basically when you frickin' write something, no backseat moderating or no spoilers, that can be construed as fucking rude. That in itself is just a rude comment. You know, I understand that it's not your house, you know what I mean? You're not walking into somebody's fucking place of residence. And where the fuck is the entrance to this shit? Is it outside, or do I have to cut back through the bar? I don't fucking know. I'll find it. Where the fuck is it? Oh, alright, I gotta go. Oh, wow, I'm not even... Wait, is that in the base of operations? What is that shit? Wait, do I have to go talk to her? What is this? Alright, so this is a little fucking weird. So anyway, the point that I'm getting at is that there's no gamer on the face of this planet that does what I do. There's no, even if they did, they would never be able to pull off what I'm doing, because you would have to know exactly when to pull information out and where. You know what I mean? Hold on a second.
Appreciate it.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Active echo beacon detected.
This is gonna be messy.
I just have a little cold. Didn't sleep right, that's all. Sorry, sir. I'm gonna need you to come with me.
I've already activated this. Why is this being activated again?
You found her?
Hey, what are these? I just activated an echo beacon. What the fuck does that even mean?
You've got to find her sister, wherever she is.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. This is a mission?
It's an echo. You activate the echo to get information.
Okay, so what is the point to that?
And you go amongst all these shadows until you find one that's got something to tell us.
Wait,
And I don't think she's there.
I don't even know. There would be no fucking way to know that. I had no idea what I'm even looking at. I'm like, okay, great, this is just a story. I don't give a fuck, and I walked off. Like, if you have to do something here, why doesn't the fucking game tell you this?
Exactly. Oh, what's that one? Is it just near the base? Yeah. Alright, we'll go into the hospital and rescue your fucking hospital lady. Have you done that yet? This is gonna be messy, man.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I'm level 4, fresh off the boat.
Okay, I don't know what that means by rescue your hospital lady, whatever the fuck that means, but okay.
Yeah, to open your medical wing.
No. My medical wing is already open. We went through this
You've done
yesterday.
the hospital.
No, we went through this yesterday. I can walk into my medical wing. It's already unlocked.
Yeah, but you haven't got the doctor lady.
Not relevant. I can still walk into the medical wing.
Here you go. We're gonna go around here.
I'm sorry. It's just funny to me because it's like you told me I need to unlock the medical wing. No, I don't, because I can walk into it. If it's locked, the door wouldn't even be open.
Yeah, no, it's still
I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, but that's what I'm saying. It's just it's not.
Yep, the first mission is this doctor lady. Unless you want to go and hang on. Well, fuck. We should go back to the first area.
What do you mean the first area? I don't understand. I don't understand this terminology.
Chelsea.
Why would I go back there?
The first place you landed.
Wait, when I landed off of the helicopter, or I entered the game where I created my character?
Yeah. No, where you landed off the helicopter.
All right, so that's the second area.
Actually, you've done all the missions in the first area, but except for that one.
What one?
But we haven't got a virus fucking thing, so you'll die. So we've got to get the doctor lady. Come around here. Right, see if we can... Oh, we haven't opened the base yet, I don't think. Unlock the base of operations.
I've already done it. I'm looking at it. It's checked off. The next thing I'm doing is it says booting up the base of operations. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Right. I think I know.
No, you're right, Barry. The whole point is, the reason why I'm playing this is because everybody who thinks this game is well put together is clueless. And I'm not saying that to be degrading. I'm simply saying it's a fact. If the game was put together well, then how was I able to pull out all these problems in the game? And people will say, that's not a problem, that's not a problem. Yeah, actually it is. It is a problem. Just because you didn't find a problem with it doesn't mean it's not a problem. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, Barry, the thing that my channel does is that even if a player would be able to do it, you wouldn't be able to replicate it. There's no way you'd be able to pull out the information I did on every single piece of information.
You gotta go in and come in here.
Where is in there? Like the system for finding people in this game is so bad. Like I would have no idea where you are. Like I would have no idea the exact location of where you are. So even if I did, I would have to wind up going to you. You know what I mean? I mean, outside of fast travel system, this is like, there's no fucking way to know. Like, look on the map and know where you are. You know what I mean? There's no way to do that.
There's a blue dot on the map where you make.
No, that's not gonna. That's gonna show me the direction you're in. That's not gonna show me where you are. You see what I'm saying? Where you are is where you are in the map doesn't matter. If I don't know where the exact location of where you are, that's a different thing.
See, now we won't be able to see each other in here, but you've got to go to the medical wing, And the security wing, and
I
type
thought
on
you
the
said
computer.
the medical wing was locked.
Well, there's no doctor lady here yet. But
No,
this is what we're
Scott,
gonna
you're
do
not
first.
understanding. Showing somebody
Type on that
being on a
computer.
map doesn't
When there's
help
an
you if you
exclamation
can't
mark,
get
it's
to
usually the
them.
next thing to do.
And the only way you can get to them is to know exactly where they are in order
One
to get to them.
upstairs here.
So what I'm saying is, people, this is, for the viewers watching and the rest of the
There we
people on the
go.
stream, this is a case in point where people roll over
we
and just
go.
say, well,
Did
just do
that
this.
light up
It's
three
not
things
that.
for
You
you?
don't just do this.
Make
If
fire
you're going to find
entrance.
somebody on a game or in a map, it's not relevant if they show you.
Yeah, right,
That doesn't
yeah.
matter. If you
Phone's
don't,
all
if you're never
busted.
shown how to actually
Hey, bitch,
get to the people
blood
you're
you're ugly.
doing, it doesn't matter where they are in the map. They could be, you could be friggin', he could be a meter from me underground. That's not going to help me get to him.
Alright, we'll skip that.
So it doesn't really matter whether he's
There you go. You've
1
booted
meter
up your
from
base
him
of operations.
or the direction.
Back
It doesn't matter.
outside.
It matters if you know like how he got there or whatever it is. That comes from layout information and just learning the game. But saying that they show them on the map that's ridiculous.
I think I've done everything you need to do in there. Now we should be able to rescue the doctor lady.
So here's a case in point. I have no idea what he just did, what he's talking about, or anything. I'm going to tell him this too.
Yep,
I have
yep,
no
yep,
idea
yep.
what he did,
Alright,
where
this
he
is
went,
the first
why he
mission.
went where he went, or anything. I have no idea where the fuck he is or what he's doing.
So we can get the medical wing functional.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, hold on 1 second. Hey, Butte, whatever your name is. I can't pronounce that. But here's a
Captain.
problem with this. All right, I have no idea where you went, why you went over there, the reason you went, how you got there, or anything else. Like, what are you even doing? I am totally lost in everything I'm supposed to be doing because you went ahead and you skipped ahead, and I don't know what you're doing. I literally have no idea where you went, how you got there, why you're even
There's
going
three
over
wings
there or
in
anything
there,
else.
Right? There's security, medical, and technical.
Yeah, but hold
I
on,
went in there,
back up
walked into each one,
back
and
up,
just typed
back,
in the computer.
Back up a second. I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean, go up to a computer? I don't even know what that means. That information was never
You're
relayed to
walking-
me. I was never told, walk up to this computer and click this. At all. I don't even know what you're
Anywhere
even
in
talking
this
about.
game, there's usually an exclamation mark is your next thing to do.
I have no, there's not, because I don't know what you're, see, the thing here is, you're going ahead, and instead of explaining to me what steps led up to what you're doing, you're just skipping ahead and skipping all the steps, so I'm lost. I have no idea what you're doing. This is like giving me a math problem saying, hey, do this without leading the steps up to do what you're doing. That's the problem with this game, because you just, I mean, I understand that you've played the game, so you know what to do. That has no, I have no, like, if I were to play this again, I would have no idea what to do. Even if I went ahead and did what you did or went to where you are, I would have no idea the events that you just did that led up to that. I have no idea what I'm even supposed to be doing.
Because you couldn't see me either, which doesn't help.
Right, but that doesn't,
Well,
that doesn't,
go-
it's like, what am I supposed to be
We'll
doing
go through
here?
one of them. Go inside here,
Okay.
and you go through the slow walk of shame.
Readings indicate this
I don't know what
area
that
is
means.
safe.
Oh, the slow. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's just you making it. That's what you're calling this. I got you now.
Right, now you stand, there's these two guys in green jackets. Take a right. That's Faye at the desk there with the crutches and the fucking bandage around her head. You with me so far?
No, not really, because medical wing offline, tech wing offline, and if I look to the right, when I come through the door, the security
Yeah.
wing's on my right offline. I don't, and?
Yeah, now walk straight in
Straight into what?
where it says offline,
Into what? There's three things that say offline.
into the security wing.
All right, now why would I go in there?
Just take a
It's offline. Why would I go in? There is no,
Well,
see,
this-
the game, see, what I'm getting at is there is no connection point to tell the player that they need to walk in there. That there's nothing in there saying you need to do that. There's literally, my point is, there's
exclamation
literally,
mark floating, and you walk towards
what does that mean? There's nothing saying I have to go in there. Why am I going in there? What reasoning? I've already been in this building and upstairs. And? See, that's the thing.
Well,
The game
see,
needs
where
to
it says
tell you
offline,
what.
security wing. See this little fucking laptop in front of it?
No, because I'm still out in the hall. I'm trying to get a piece of information on from where you are, from the hallway, in a connection point to why I would even need to go in there. The game literally has a player has no reasoning to go in there. There's nothing in the game that says go in there. It's offline. That's what I'm saying. The mission layouts are never explained. In order for me to want to even go in there, now other players can walk in there all they want. I can walk in there, but there's nothing in there for me to do. It's offline. Why do I care about going in there? I don't. I literally don't care about going in there.
But that's what you have to do.
Okay. Then there's no way for a player to know that. If I have to go in there,
instructions.
Huh?
It doesn't come with instructions.
Right, exactly. That's my point. So people are like, why didn't you go in the medical wing? Because the game never fucking told me I did. The game, there's no reason for me to go, like I'm saying. So the viewers, hold on one second. Give me a second. I gotta address my viewers. Give me a second. Hey, Abaz, whatever it is. Scott, you're failing to understand. That information doesn't matter. Simon, what you're saying is not relevant. The game does not tell you go to this flashing icon. There's nothing in here that says a player has to go in there. All right, let me put it to you this way. When you get a piece of information that says press this button to open the screen, it's inexcusable for them not to put that same message on the screen that says you need to go here and activate this computer. It needs to tell you, go into these wings and activate the computer. That is the missing piece of information that is fucking with this. Because, like I said, players will look at me and says, why didn't you go in there? The question isn't why I went in there. The question is, why are you going in there? You have to have a reason for going in there, and the game does not give you one. Flashing icons on the screen is not a reason to go in there. So, let me back up here. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Not holding your hand has nothing to do with this. The game has never bothered explaining the layouts on how missions are put together. You need a one-time example of missions being put together in this fashion if you are going to do them. Right now, I'm just going to say this straight off of the bat. Every single player that went in there and did that because there's a flashing icon on the screen did not follow instructions. And the reason why you didn't follow instructions is because there is no instruction telling you to go in there and doing that. Players just went ahead and did that. If you want somebody to go in there and say, hey, click this, then there needs to be a message on the screen that says go in there and fucking press this computer. It's not that fucking hard.
The security wing needs some love. And Captain Benitez. The JTF love the guy. He can mobilize them and help us get the intel and firepower we need to get all these hostiles off the streets.
That piece of information that just popped up is useless. Great, it needs it. I don't give a fuck. Great. The medical wing needs some love. What does that fucking means nothing. Hold on one second. Hey, Buse, whatever your name is, Busa. I'm just gonna point out that there's an audio message that just popped up on the screen, and I find it hilarious because somehow, I guess apparently people took this audio message and said that's what this means to be done. It just said, hey, the medical wing or whatever the fuck it is needs some love. It also needs Captain so-and-so, and, you know, he can do this, this, and this, and then it ends. Great. So if the fucking medical wing needs this person in there, go fucking bring him in there or show up. I don't give a fuck if it needs him. I don't give a, why the hell do I care?
We're going to go do the hospital mission and rescue the doctor lady, and we get the medical wing going. And then we go and rescue Roy. He's at Hudson Yards or Hudson Tunnel or something.
Yeah, but...
And he's the technical guy. And then we go and rescue the third guy, and he opens the third wing.
No, the wing itself, the third wing already is open. If it wasn't open, you can't go in and press the computers. The door's unlocked. You can walk in. It's already unlocked.
There's 3 computers in there for you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the wings are already unlocked. If the wings were locked, you wouldn't be able to go into them and activate the computer. That's a contradiction.
Yeah, well, they mean locked by, like, you can't fucking do anything in there.
Okay, so that means the medical wing is unlocked. Anyway,
this is just way past all the enemies.
That's just circular logic. So anyway, the point is that what you're talking about in here, the game does not connect in any way, shape, or form. I don't know who this person is. I don't care about what this audio message says because it doesn't say you need. If it's gonna bring you that audio message, it's say, hey, he needs to be in here. You need to go do a mission to get him in here. Go rescue him. Okay, fine. That I get because once it does that, then it would connect them. But there's no. I don't give a fuck if this wing. I don't care. The game fucking said, well, this wing needs some love. Okay, great, fucking and. I need $1 million. Who gives a shit? And and then it says, well. Captain so-and-so should be here. Okay, so fucking tell him to report for duty. I don't give a fuck. And then I'll just leave the wing. I will never have any idea that I have to go get him to bring him in here in order to get him to show up.
Something else you probably haven't done. Oh no, you seem to have done that. Oh, did you talk to the lady over here?
Over where? I don't even know where you are, dude. I am literally standing. You don't understand. I'm standing inside the building.
Where they landed you with the helicopter. All right, travel to me.
Okay.
We've skipped a couple of steps here because I scooped you up and fucking power leveled you a little bit. But if you travel to me, we've got to talk to what's her name? Fucking Marion Hampelstein. She's adorable. Hi, sweetie. There we go. See, that's Marion Hampelstein. She's your first contact. See?
Yeah, and?
You've just jumped out of the helicopter back up here.
Yeah, I've already done half of the stuff in this area, and I was never told to go talk to her.
Yeah, well, talk to her.
Okay, why am I talking? How would I? There's no. All right, here's something else. There's not. There's no.
Walk up to it. It says request situation report.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that back here. It doesn't say that until you get right up to them. If I have to talk to her, the game should tell me go talk to her. How? I mean, seriously, are these? Who fucking designed this piece of shit? Like everybody, all these players are saying go up and talk to these people.
Idiots.
I know. It's funny how all these players are saying go do this and go do that. Like, players are saying go do this and go do that. I don't give a fuck if you go do that. Why are you going to do that? Nowhere does the game fucking tell you to do that. Yeah, it does walk up to them. Where did the game tell you to fucking walk up to them for you to even see that? Like, seriously, this is fucking this is such a bad fucking poorly programmed game. Actually, this has got to go above Mass Effect 2.
Not just that, but the fucking disc that when you buy the game doesn't even come with an instruction fucking booklet.
Oh, it doesn't? See, I didn't get I got it digitally downloaded. So the thing here with this is that
fucking from a shop, and you get a disc with a pretty cover on the front and no instructions.
Oh, so you paid $60 for a box cover?
Yeah.
So anyway,
talk to Marion, and she unlocks all the missions in this area.
Right, hold on 1 second. I got to address somebody in my stream. Hold on.
Dude to talk to.
Hold on 1 second. I got to address somebody in my stream. Yeah, DNA, I am being impolite, and the reason why I'm being impolite is because I'm sick and tired of fucking arguing with people to say you go do stuff that they have no way to fucking know, and then trying to argue that the game tells you to do it. The game does not fucking tell you to walk up to her. You don't walk up to her. I don't give a shit what is fucking flashing on the screen. That's the bottom fucking line with this. There's nothing telling you you have to go up to her, so trying to say, well, did you walk up to her is not a fucking counter argument. Unless you're told to walk up to her so you can see that message, it's a moot fucking point. So yes, I am being fucking impolite with this because it's like you people keep repeating yourselves with useless and shitty information that has nothing to do with this. You're not told to go up to these people. Something on a screen with an icon does not mean walk up to them. You have to be told to walk up to them if you're going to say, did you go up to them? No, I didn't go up to them because the game didn't fucking tell me to. Flashing on the screen does not mean walk up to them. What means walk up to them saying, go up and talk to this person.
Oh, Agent, you look tired.
There you go. See, it activated all the side missions.
Yeah, but that's a situation board. Now hold on 1 second.
Best in this weather, not synthetics. Listen, they got
hold on, I'm trying to remember something
like this.
But it has a situation board. Which, see, here's the thing. All right, now I can actually clarify.
Over there now.
But now I can clarify why I never talked to her, because this area I had a situation board I activated. So I had no idea she was even here. I had no idea she has missions because at the beginning of the game, the guy who gives you the missions is a guy, not a female. And you're never told that there's one of these people in every single area. When I walked into this area, it says situation board found, even though I was nowhere fucking near it. You know, I was literally like fucking 500 yards away from it. And it told me I discovered it.
This one's called fucking Chelsea or whatever, and then there's
yeah, I know that, but that's not the point. The point
each
is
area has a safe house.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Now
nowhere.
You go to the safe house. You'll talk to the dude.
It needs
or the lady, or whoever's got that fucking thing above their head.
Okay, here's an inconsistency. The guy you have to talk to should be in every single safe house. It says go up to Captain. I don't even fucking remember the guy's name. But if the very first area you go into,
Marion, I like her.
The very first area you go into, it tells you go to this Captain so and so. It's a guy. That guy should be plastered in front of me. Putting a completely different NPC here and expecting somebody to know to go up to it. Sorry, I didn't go up to this person because it never told me I needed. It told me to go to the other guy for stuff here.
You talk to the ones with the blue thing over their head.
Yeah, the game
That's
should
what
tell
the
the game.
tutorial at the beginning was.
No, the tutorial at the beginning.
You just meant to notice.
No. The tutorial at the beginning told you.
The thing above her head was blue.
Yeah, the tutorial at the beginning though told you that the guy you talk to, go talk to him about getting it, and then that's it. So if the game is gonna tell you to go talk to him, then that guy should be in front of me in this tent. Because without that guy being in front of this tent, doesn't fucking matter whether that person has a blue icon. I wasn't told to talk to her. And you're not told to talk to her. You're told to talk to the guy. And that's the point in the shit that people are misunderstanding with this. Don't say, go talk to this guy at the beginning, and then you report to me to get shit, and then expect a player to know to go talk to an NPC that's totally different.
It'd be nice to know where the green poison came from.
Why'd they call him the first wave?
Alright, so you've talked to Marion. I was just buying a couple of things from the vendor. Now, like I said, every area's got a person to talk to and one of these situation boards. I think you must have gone to this board and activated.
Yeah, I went to the board because the game. I went to the board because the game basically told me the board was there. So, see, everything that you just passed over here, every single thing, this vendor and everything else, game doesn't tell you it's even here. I never went back here. I never went back here, so I had no idea anything was even back here. I went to the board. Oh, great, I got my stuff. There's nothing telling you there's a vendor here. There's nothing telling you that there's anybody else with, there's not an NPC with missions or anything else. The only thing you're told is this situation board is here and that's it. And then you walk through the fucking tents. All that shit that you go in should be in these fucking tents. It should be literally in where I am right now. Oh, I actually got a request to rip the shit out of that game too.
Alright, now, do you want me to show you what those echo things are all about? Because the first one's just outside. You look at your map, and I'll click on this first one. Yep. All the starving people there. Hello.
Warning. Data scanned.
Alright,
Downloading
now see,
files.
there's an orange box. That usually means there's something inside the orange box.
Agent. I obviously don't want to divert any of our
There you go.
resources, but
There's your echo.
if anyone happens to run across a musician named Heather Lau while they're out there,
If you activate
I'd
that,
appreciate you bringing her back to base. Or, if it comes to it,
stand in the middle,
telling me
press
how you
F.
found her. She's gone missing.
Okay, and somebody's just saying somebody went
appears.
missing. So what? Who cares?
One
I
that
don't give a
doesn't
shit about
exist
listening to this. I just don't give a fuck.
Blow out.
There's no reason. I don't give a fuck if somebody's missing. They didn't tell me to go. It's fucking pointless. This echo is fucking pointless because there's no instruction on what. Great,
Nah.
somebody's missing. That's like me telling you I lost my fucking wallet.
So you go around all these people.
Why? What are these orange things on this? What are these orange things that popped up?
There you go, there she is.
No way.
Dude,
It's
you
an
lost. I
echo
have no
of
idea what
the
this even
past.
is. You lost me. I'm not even gonna. I'm done paying attention to this.
But I don't even like fish sticks. Look, they told me to check in every day. And worried?
Here she is. She was here playing a guitar.
I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. I have no idea what that shit is. I just left. I don't give a shit if somebody's fucking missing. I don't know what those fucking orange things are for.
Oh, well,
I have no
rescue
idea
her.
what this is.
Right,
I don't.
select. There you go. Now it's going to send us to the next part.
All right. So now what you just
That's
did
what
was
they're for.
Now what you just did was it doesn't. The echoes still aren't explained to me. I have no idea what they're for. If I see them on the ground, I'm just going to ignore them. I don't need pieces of information from fucking some. I lost $10 in a card game 3 years ago. Great. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't. There's no reason for these echoes to be on the ground. Like, they don't do anything. They just tell you some stupid shit that happened like 3 years ago or whatever. I don't give a fuck if somebody's missing.
Yeah, and it tells you. It tells you the next thing you've got to find.
No, it doesn't. How do you? All right, no offense, but how do you connect that to that? Where are you? Where did that even come from? I don't know how you. There was how. How do you
I'm
get?
back at the echo. I've activated it.
That doesn't mean anything.
And then I'm investigating each of the people.
Why
there.
are you investigating? What? Where did? Why? I don't even know what you mean investigating. What does that even mean?
It says press F.
It says X to activate it. Great, you listen to an audio thing. Some shit pops up on the screen, and?
Yeah, and you investigate each of
No,
the
no, 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 no,
shadows.
no. Why are you investigating them?
Because it tells you the next place to go.
No, where is it? No, it doesn't. It says X to activate, or whatever it is, and then some shit, you listen to some bullshit about somebody did something, and then some shit pops up on the screen. Great, it's telling you what the event that happened in there. Great, okay? Now you leave, it's done. There's nothing to fucking do.
There you go. There's the next one. I checked the map and I found the next one.
Found the next one of what?
And I've marked it. Of this, finding Heather Lau. It's Faye's
Why?
fucking sister.
When were you told to find her?
That's the side mission. Find
Side
Heather
mission
Lau.
of what? You're going in circles here. Hold
Blue
on.
Star.
When you activate an echo, that does not mean anything. You listen to it. An
Come to this
echo.
one, and I'll
An
go
echo
through it
is
again.
an echo is a
I can't go through
pre-recorded
that one
audio
'cause I've already
message.
done it.
An echo is a pre-recorded audio message that just dictates something that already happened. And then if you bring
Yeah,
it up,
and it
it
gives you a
shows you.
link to the
It
next
shows.
spot.
No. There is no next one. Echoes are not
There is.
connected.
See on your screen it says 0.4 Ks missing person Heather Lau.
What does that even mean? Where did that even come
2.
from?
Because I activated the first echo.
What? No. You're missing.
found
There's
Heather.
nothing connecting the echo to that at all. Nothing. There's no connection point whatsoever. There's nothing stated. There's nothing in the echo that connects that to a side mission at all. The echo is just, hey, listen to this. Some guy fucking lost $10. Great. Some shit comes up to show you how he lost $10. Then it's done.
But it's another mission popped up on the map.
Well, how?
Come to me and we'll run through the second one.
You didn't. What second one?
The one I'm heading for.
When was the
It
first
popped up
one?
on the map.
You can't have a second one
first
without
one was
having a
the
first
echo
one. The
back
first
there.
one. What do you mean first? What do you mean second one? I don't even know what you're talking about.
As we walked out that gate, there was a blue star on the ground.
Yeah, that is an audio message that says some random thing that was talking to somebody, and then that's it. Some shit came up that explained, that literally showed you what happened in that event, and then it's done. You leave, and that's it. There's nothing to do.
Shit, I've lost it. No, hang on, there you go. Look at your map. Press M for map, and then you click on the blue pentagons, and each one...
I'm not. You're telling me
Michelle
what to.
Mason.
You have not explained where you even pulled that information from.
The map.
Where did it come from? It just magically, psychically showed up on the map? The safe house show up on the map too. I mean, I don't understand. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. You're somehow going from a pre-recorded message that when it pops up, it gives you a background and shows you what happened, to somehow you're now in the second part of a mission. You just totally skipped an entire
Come to the second part and watch this.
There is no
time and
first
you'll
part.
get the idea.
There is no first part. Alright, I think I found a way to explain this. Where does it say an echo is a mission? There's no way to know that an echo is a mission. None. There's no way to know an echo is a mission. At all. There's no way to know that multiple echoes are connected together. An echo is nothing more than a pre-recorded message that you know, some guy that says, okay, I lost $10, and then images pop up to show that some card game, this is how we lost it, and then that's it. There's nothing to do. The game doesn't tell you go run up to each and every individual orange character. It doesn't state that.
No, you have to learn it off somebody.
Yeah, okay, so that's different. So what you just basically confirmed is that there's no way to know an Echo is a mission, because once those orange guys pop up, once you activate the Echo and those orange things pop up, there is nothing.
Yeah.
There is nothing saying you even have to walk up to any of them.
No.
Okay, so why would I walk up to them? Once I see that, I leave. Great, and? Because I couldn't figure, I'm like, I activated this Echo. Why is it showing me this Echo again? I already did it. If you activate the Echo, it's done. The activation of the Echo is it being done. So once you activate that Echo, the Echo should no longer be on the ground ever, period.
That's true. They don't go away. They pop up all the time, and after you've even used them. It travel to me. I'm 50 meters from the next one.
Warning. You are now leaving the safe area.
Okay, so I'm standing on this Echo. I'm standing on it right now. Okay?
I've already collected it.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm standing on it right now. If I activate this, alright? I'm going to activate this. Now, I am told some random horse shit about something. There's all these orange things up here. That means nothing. This is just saying whatever the Echo. This is basically a flashback to what happened. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origin does it all the time. When you watch Assassin's Creed Origin, it's saying, oh yeah, there was a struggle here, this and this, and this is how this happened. So it basically backtracks and shows you what happened during the event. Guess what? There's nothing to do after that. All it's doing is saying that this is an event. This is what happened during this, and then that's it. Right now, there's nothing here stating I have to do anything. Not walk around, not move, not go up to anybody. And so anybody...
It says there, F, investigate.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Where I am standing, that does not exist.
No.
If you activate this...
Walk forward about one step.
Why? My question is, there's no reason for me to walk forward. I'm not going to walk forward. The only reason I'm walking forward is to leave this. So if I'm standing here waiting to figure out why this screen is in this condition, and then there's no instructions. There's nothing to do here. It's not telling me I need to do anything here. There's literally no reason that this is on the screen for this long, without telling the player why are these images even on the screen. There's no reason for them to be on the screen. The game has not given you any reason at all for these things or even to be showing up. None. So the point here is there's nothing. There's this. I don't know what this means. Nothing.
No, honey. We need those.
Right, now this is Heather here playing the guitar, right?
No, it doesn't say find Heather. It doesn't say that at all. All it says is Heather's lost and I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I've already scooped this one up.
My point is that unless that Echo says go amongst these orange people and find Heather, you don't do anything with it. You have to be.
Active Echo beacon
the
detected.
player has to be told Heather is somewhere in here. Find her. It doesn't say that.
She's not. She's not here.
Well, it doesn't. Well, the thing here is it wouldn't matter whether she's there or not.
But I walked in amongst all the orange things.
Yeah, but why?
And they say F investigate.
No, they don't. I don't even know where you got that from. Like, even if it did, what does that even mean? F investigate. Investigate what? There's nothing to investigate. There is no definition of what that means. I can see all of these orange people here. I can see all of them.
And this lady was looking for bread and coffee.
What do you mean?
And these ones, fuck nothing.
What? Yeah, but who cares?
And then you get to here. And
why are you running around in there?
Out.
Why? I don't care if some lady's getting bread and coffee. That has nothing to do with anything. I don't give a fuck. Great, she's getting bread and coffee. What is that? Who cares? That doesn't.
Well, that's obviously the wrong thing to investigate. But
no. You're not understanding. The game is not even telling you to walk around and do anything in there at all. Why are you? My point is, for some random reason, you went from after activating the Echo with orange people into walking up to them and fucking trying to figure out what they're doing. Why? If you activate the Echo and orange people show up, and then you don't get anything to do, why are you running up to them? Leave. You don't. There's nothing. I don't. There is no reason that these orange people are on the screen. None. There's nothing to do here.
If you leave, you don't progress.
Progress on what? You can't say progress this without saying you need to use this to progress. It's skipped information.
No way.
Echoes do not do a thing in this game unless somebody tells you they do.
It's too dangerous.
Somehow, after the Echo is activated, to you walking up to people, there's a piece of information between after you activate the Echo, once you activate the Echo and the orange guys show up on the screen, or whatever the fuck those are, there is a piece of information that goes from after the orange people that show up to you walking around looking at them. Somewhere in between, before you go walking around to people, after the orange people show up, you need to be told, go walk up and check out all these people and find this person. That piece of information is missing. Therefore, when going from orange people on the screen to going up and walking to them is ridiculous. No player is going to walk up to those things without being told to do so. You're not told to do so, so why would you even walk up there and do it? The point here is that...
Did you see that orange line in front of you?
Not relevant. That's not relevant.
What's the arrow?
Did you find anywhere in the game that says anything about the orange line in the first place? No. Therefore, it doesn't matter my point is, it doesn't matter what is in front of you. It matters if you are told to do anything with what's in front of you, and you're not. There is no information at all that goes from after the orange people show up to what you have to do. Without having what to do, just because the orange people show up in the screen means nothing. It literally means nothing. It doesn't mean go walk and talk to people. It doesn't mean investigate anybody. The game is required to tell you, go up and talk to these people. Go up and try to find out what happened, or go find this particular orange person. Without that information, it doesn't matter whether they're on the screen. There is no way for a player to do anything. Huh? There's nothing to figure out.
I think you're not figure it out.
You're not told to even do anything. That's the point. You are never told even to walk up to these people. You're never told to even do anything. All you're told is to press X, and then you listen to some recording, some orange guys pop up. That's it. That's it. That's all you're told. Anybody doing anything past that point amongst those orange people is them doing it. That's not the game telling you to do it. But there's no reason for anybody to even start looking at anything in there or starting to press keybinds by walking up to people. There isn't. I don't care if it says F, investigate. The game doesn't tell you. Why are you pressing
F?
F?
M and have a look at your map.
Right. I'm not talking about what is happening now. I'm going to go back and activate that.
Readings indicate an echo nearby.
Right now, I get the surveillance data. Okay? Now, it says press X to activate. Okay, fine. I'm going to press this X, and now this is it. Guess what? All these orange people come up. No, stop moving. Stop moving. Stop moving. In order for you to say what you are saying, the game needs to tell you this is a mission. Go find this person amongst these orange people. From the time you activate this and these orange people show up, right now, you have no reason to walk up to any of these people and start pressing F to investigate. None. There is nothing telling you to do that at all. You're walking around amongst these people as if you were told to do that. I have no idea why these orange people are on the screen.
I can see the one behind you says investigate.
It doesn't matter. There's no reason for these orange people to be on the screen. I have no information on why these orange people are on the screen. For after they show up, why are they on the screen? I know you're saying to investigate them. The game doesn't tell you to investigate them. You're not told to even do that. Why? So my point is, why anybody's even walking around in here, I am waiting for the game to tell me what...
Turn around.
Why? It doesn't matter whether I turn around. It's not relevant. None of that doesn't... That doesn't matter. Great. Michael Smits, current status, deceased. And?
Yeah?
And?
Yeah,
and?
he's the one in front of you, so turn around.
And? I don't understand. That doesn't... What? Why are these orange people on the screen?
Because you meant to find this one.
No. If I am meant to find that, there would be a message on the game saying to do that. You see what it is you already know what to do here. I'm not asking you what to do. I am asking you where the game tells you to go up to these people and do this. After you activate it, these people show up, these orange things show up on the screen. This is a useless thing.
No, honey.
This is useless.
We need those.
This does nothing. These orange people do nothing for you. And because if you are supposed to be doing something with this, then the game needs to tell you you need to be doing something with this, which it doesn't do. There is literally no reason that you are walking around up to these people. You were never given that information. So the fact that you're even walking around, why are you walking around trying to talk to people or trying to talk to these people?
Because as you walk up to each
I
one,
didn't. No, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you that.
Most of it's pointless.
Okay, the whole thing is pointless.
It's meant to distract you.
Okay, you're still not understanding.
You find this one is has allow.
Why are you walking up to that one? You're not told to. You're not told to even walk up to any of these people.
It says F investigate.
That doesn't mean it.
Investigate.
Did the game tell you? Did the game tell you to find information out from any of these orange people? No. Why are you doing it? You have to be told to walk up to the.
Mission?
You have to be told that this is a mission. This is how this operates. This whole thing is not explained.
They set fire to the shop right across the street.
Hold on one second. I got to address the streamer. No, Omessa, you're not understanding. I understand that's what you're doing. The fact is, nowhere does the game tell you you have to walk up to you. You're not told what you have to do with this. This is echoes are not explained. They're not. A player choosing to walk up to something and press F has no relevance to the game never told you to do that in the first place. If I have to walk up to anybody in here after these people after this orange shit or these people show up on the screen, it needs to say there's no echoes are not explained. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, all right, I'm gonna leave this area because I'm gonna leave this and reset this. Hold on one second. I'm leaving this to reset this because I gotta explain something to a viewer of mine. You still there, or are you not there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just standing in front of Heather. She's playing a cool tune.
I don't honestly. There's no reason for you to even be in front of her. Awesome, or whatever your name is. Your information is fine. The game doesn't tell you. I know what players are saying to do. What you're saying to do was never told to you by the game, and that is the point. Whether or not you did it doesn't matter. The game never tells you what an echo does. It doesn't. If I am going to know what this does, I have to be told why those orange people are even on the screen in the first place. The game, I can activate any echo I want, and these orange people show up. Great. And? Now what? Nothing tells you why nothing tells you to walk up to people. Nothing tells you that. The information that you just relayed is never told to you by the game. There is no reason. I'm going through something to explain that and please don't take this the wrong way, but what you did has no relevance to anything. Watch. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Hey, Captain, just give me a second. I gotta go over something with one of my viewers. So give me 1 second. Okay, Osama, see if you can understand this here. All right. You see on the I'm using a wired 360 controller on the PC. Okay. Does it tell you on the screen X to activate the Echo? Yes, it does. Okay, so okay, fine. You're told to activate the Echo. Now you are not told anything about why you even did that. There is literally nothing here that says what this is for. At all. So, the game developers who put this in here are fucking idiots for putting this in here and never explaining what the point to this is. They don't tell you, number one, that this is a mission. Bad mistake. No. Okay, Osama, you see on the screen where it says, alright, you saw it said X to activate. Do you see any message from the developer that says, these orange people are for a mission? And it doesn't tell you an Echo is for a mission and to walk up to these people. It doesn't, you're failing to understand. You're not told that. You're taking information and applying it here where it doesn't apply. The game developers must tell you an Echo is a mission. Without it, what I'm standing here doing is waiting for what I'm supposed to be doing. I am waiting for information from the game developer to pop up on the screen saying what this is for. An Echo has no point to it because it doesn't tell you what it's for. People who already play the game know what it's for, but the fact of the matter is, you can't apply that here because you wouldn't have had that information to work with. You can't take what you already know and apply it here. Sorry, it's not. I can prove to me it's a side mission. Where does the game tell you an Echo is a mission? That's the first thing. No, it's not told to you. That is an absolute falsehood. It never tells you an Echo is a side mission. At all, ever, anywhere. Go back and watch any one of my videos, and then you'll find that nowhere does it say that. So, my point is that what you're saying the game says and what the game says are two different things. It never tells you what an Echo is. At all, period. It doesn't. So, unless I get a message from the developer saying what this is, guess what? Great. Some orange people are on the screen. Great, somebody did something. I don't give a fuck. Guess what? It's done. I just did that Echo. Because I have no business standing there for that long if it doesn't want to tell me anything I have to do. It doesn't tell me why the orange people are on the screen, what they're for or anything. I don't give a fuck why they're on the screen. I don't care. Because there's no reason for me to even stay there. I listen to some audio message, some people pop up, it shows what they did, great. You move on. It has to tell me what purpose that serves. You're wrong. It doesn't tell you that. You are absolutely not. You have no idea what you're talking about. Go back and watch any one of my videos. I can create a new character and go in and show you it doesn't tell you that. What my point is, dude, don't take this the wrong way, but you're making shit up and adding it to the game that it doesn't state. I have people. All right, let me back this up because I don't want you to think I'm talking to you wrong. I have people telling me the game actually tells you to shoot with a machine gun. I went back and showed the game never actually says use your machine gun. People such as yourself swore up and down the game says your pistol is your sidearm. I went back and opened up the screen and showed the game never says the pistol is your sidearm. I went back and showed that the game doesn't actually tell you things that people in the chat says it does. You're saying the game says stuff it never says, and I can literally go back, go through the entire process, get to the point where you're saying, and I can prove to you that what you said does not exist in the game. I can prove it. And so the point here is that if you go back and look at any one of my videos, you will find that what you just said, it's told to you when you're at level 1 through 4, when you go to the police mission, and someone also tells you you had to search for certain people. Wrong. It doesn't tell you any of that. You applied that because that's what you knew to do, but nowhere does the game tell you that. The game also never tells you that you even have to do anything. So one thing I correct people on is when you're at the very beginning, when you create your character, people said the game tells you you have to crouch behind a certain object. No, the game doesn't tell you that. All the game tells you is that when you are near cover, press the hotkey to take cover. Nowhere does it tell you to take cover in a specific area, and nowhere it doesn't even tell you you have to do it. JP Doctor, I'm just explaining to some of the viewers here that what they say the game says is not correct. I have people telling me that the game literally tells you on-screen instructions it never says. So in this particular case, Osum somehow is remembering that the game, and this isn't his fault because he played the game, so he probably doesn't remember the beginning of, they probably don't remember the beginning of the game. So what I'm doing is I'm correcting viewers on what they're saying is not correct. They're saying the game literally says certain things that it never says, and they know what to do, so they're, in their mind, the game has told them this just because they went ahead and did it. So the difference here between what a player chooses to do is not the same thing as what the game says to do. And so what happens is it causes a clash where gamers think because they went ahead and did something and got lucky in doing it that somehow the game told them to do that, and that's not true. So here we have a case in point of what I'm talking about. Right now I'm going over the echoes. Alright? The game never tells you what an echo is for at any given point in time at all. You can even go back and watch. I can literally go back and pick up the very first echo, and you will run into the same exact thing I'm talking about now. So, if I were to go in and activate an echo, alright? An echo is nothing more than a piece of audio information that shows up, and then in this particular case, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed Origins, it's the exact same thing. Once you investigate an area, what happens is a memory pops up of what actually happened in that area, so you can see. It basically brings up you know, a visual clue to show, hey, there was a struggle here, this, and this. Guess what? Then you're done. All you're doing is you're looking at what happened in the past. It doesn't say you need to go talk to anybody or anything else. You simply just show up, it shows up, and you watch what happened. That's the end of it. These echoes do that same concept, except what people are failing to understand is you are never told what the echo is not just for watching. So you have no way to actually go from bringing up when the people in the echo on the that are orange or whatever it is, when the orange people show up on the screen, I call them orange people. Basically, you've listened to a pre-recorded audio message of something that happened in the past, and then you walk up and you watch basically the images that show up show what happened. That's it. All's an echo. That is all an echo is for. Now, where gamers are getting into a debate with me on is that they took it upon themselves to somehow start walking around those orange people and start looking for things for no reason. There is no reason whatsoever. You have no information from the game at all that tells you, once these orange people are up, that you don't do anything else except watch. If you open up an echo and stand there, you will get no information about what the point of this is. So, first of all, you're not told echoes are side missions. You're never told that. And people that say that the game told you that are misinformed because the game never tells you that. So, I'm going to see if I can actually reactivate this to find out where the hell it is. I think it's over here. Okay, case in point, watch close. And even if this is the second echo, it doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, since you brought that up, let me address that. Let me address the issue here. No, they are accused of that, but what happens here is gamers are it's hard to explain. Okay, let me explain here. The first time you actually, it doesn't matter how many echoes you go by. The very first time you activate one is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about going in and doing multiple echoes. I'm talking, all right, this is I believe this is the very first echo I've ever activated in this playthrough. Okay? So it doesn't matter if the echo is in another subsection of the map. It doesn't matter. It's the first one I'm activating, and that's the first thing. So, the first one that you get to, Captain, just give me a minute. I'm still addressing something because somebody's asking me a question. Okay,
Yeah.
so
When you're
anyway,
ready, just travel to me.
the first thing, this is the very first time you're activating. If this is the very first time you're activating an echo, see if you can follow this. Okay? It doesn't matter if you know what to do, and it doesn't matter if you choose to walk around on the screen pressing buttons. That is not relevant to what I'm talking about. Somebody wants to walk around on the screen pressing buttons, that's good for them. That you can't use that as a counter argument to what I'm talking about. So, let me go in here. If this is the very first time you activate an echo, after activating it, there needs to be messages on the screen telling you exactly what this is for. Otherwise, it serves no purpose in the game, and no player that has not been told what this is for the first time they encounter it, or it even does anything, is ever going to pay attention to it. They're not. So, here's a case in point. I'm going to activate this and watch. Right now, I am waiting for the game developers to explain to me what this is. I don't care if a player ran around. The point is, I'm not going to, a player saying to run around in here doesn't matter. Are you told to run around in here? No. Why are you running around? So the question isn't, why aren't I doing it? The question is, why did anybody do it? Because all this does is it tells you a background piece of information, and all of these people were involved in that, and that's it. You're just looking at a past previous event. There's nothing here that indicates, hey, you have to do anything except watch. Guess what? I now know something happened here, and these are what happened. Here's the people involved. It's done. Nowhere has the game explained to me what the point of that is. If a player is supposed... It doesn't matter whether a player already knows that or they guess. That's not relevant. Nowhere are you told anything about what that is the very first time you activate it. The very first time you activate it, it is required from the developer to explain to you what the purpose and function of this is and why you're activating it, and once it's up and running, what is supposed to be being done or what is happening or what the point to this is. Without that information, it doesn't matter, because once you explain... Somebody told me. So the point here is that somebody in the chat said it's a side mission. Ozum, I can't pronounce his name. Ozum said it was a side mission. My comment to him is, no, where did you get that from? Nowhere does the game tell you it's a side mission. There is no way for a player to know it's a side mission. So the point here is that after I activate the echo, and I'm standing there, the game developers need to say, echoes are side missions. How to do them is this way, and then basically give you an example the very first time you come across it. Once you get that information, the rest of the echoes in the game, you know what to do with them. Even if it doesn't explicitly detail out what you have to do, the fact that you are given this and never told this is a side mission is fucking ridiculous. So players actually trying to argue with me that this is a side mission without saying how the fuck they even knew that in the first place, without instructions, are taking it upon themselves to go ahead and do it, and then saying, well, it's a side mission. I didn't ask you what it was. I asked you, how the fuck would you, why are you walking around in here when you have no reason to? There's literally no, people somehow take it upon themselves to mean that this walks around. No, it doesn't. Where did people get that from? Unless the game tells you, literally with an on-screen message, walk around and talk to these people. This means nothing. Great. Mike Wilson, current status missing. Okay, and? All I'm saying is this says this information. I don't give a fuck what these people did. There's no reason for me to know this information. This information has no bearing on anything for me because I have no reason to have this information. So this is the point I'm making. Gamers just went ahead and just did this for some fucked up reason. Me? I won't do that. Unless you tell me why something is on the screen, I don't give a fuck. To me, if I'm supposed to know something, when the very first time I encounter a basic, now I want to be clear, a basic is not the same thing as figure out what guns do what or what gun is better for you. That comes with playing. But the fact of the matter is, that's not the same thing as what I'm talking about. If you are going to be doing these in the game, the very first one you encounter better fucking explain to you what the hell it is and give you all the information in every step-by-step thing. Right, but that's
Readings indicate
I
echo
understand
nearby.
that, but the problem is natural instincts don't override what I'm saying. The game does not tell you what it is. So the reason I don't want to be, I'm not talking down to you. So let me clarify what I mean by what you're saying isn't it doesn't matter. A prime example of this is I'm gonna give an example of a flashing icon on a computer screen, and I'm gonna put in two groups of people. There's going to be 50 people who are gamers, and then there's going to be 50 people who know nothing about games and never played them. If you sit down, if you have all of these people sit down in front of the computer and there's a flashing icon on the screen, every gamer, all 50 gamers will click on the button, despite you have no message on the screen saying click this flashing icon. The other 50 people who don't play games or don't know anything will never touch it. Some of them might, but in this case I'm just explaining that people who don't play games don't have any idea about what the fuck they're like, great, it's a flashing icon on the screen, and what winds up happening is the gamers will say to the people, why didn't you click it? Because that's what it says to do. And then the other people will say, no, it never says that. It never says to do that. Why are you clicking it? And then you have a clash. Both arguments are valid because not everybody is a visual learner and not everybody does it. So to solve the problem, the terminology being explained, when somebody says this screen is explained, or clear to understand, or it's easy, or how do you not know that, or it's obvious, are not valid comments for the simple reason that if you take the situation that I did, unless all 100 people click it, it is not explained. You have visual learners, you have audio learners, and you have, I forget the other one. But the fact is that unless you get all 50 people clicking that flashing icon on the screen, it's not explained. It's only explained to half of the people. But when something is fully explained, everybody will click on it because it's causing everybody to do that. Right, so my point is, the gamers that say this game is explained is taking their own point of view and trying to enforce that as a fact. It's not. So here's what happened. The 50 people that are gamers will click the flashing icon for no other reason than it's flashing. Even though there's no message saying to click it, that's just what they do. So they will click it. The other people that don't know anything about the games have no idea what the fuck it is. They don't know what it's doing. They need to know information about what I'm doing. Like, why am I doing this? However, to solve that problem, what you do is you put on the screen, there's a flashing icon. It says, click this flashing icon. Now, gamers won't pay attention to that comment and won't even second guess it because they would have already clicked it in the first place. However, guess what? Now you'll get the other 50 people clicking it because there is a reason for them to click it. If you don't give a reason to do for this for people who are not familiar with the structured layout, guess what? You're going to be at war with each other if there's an argument that breaks out. So it doesn't matter whether you thinking that a flashing icon on the screen, yes, that is an explanation, but it's not an explanation. It's an explanation to how you learn. You can't just apply visual learning curves with this. Just because something's flashing on the screen does not mean to go click it. It only means to go click it to the people who decided that. But you're not told to go click it. You're not. So the fact that you're not told to go click it means it's not explained to the audio or the people who need the written instructions. It doesn't matter whether people have an issue with it or not. That's not that. I get what you're saying because here's the issue. This game was catered to the people who play shooters. It's a cover-based shooter. That's really what it comes down to. It's a cover-based shooter MMO. That's what it is. And for the people who don't play these shooters, cannot pick this up and play it strictly with the information that's in the game. It's impossible to play. It's impossible to play. Okay? It's just what I am doing is showing every single person that has played this game that regardless of what you think, the game is not put together properly. So, in order for everybody to know what an Echo does, you can't just put this shit on the screen, activate it, and then expect people to know what to do here. Only the people who play shooters will know what to do here. People who don't have no idea what the fuck this is for, and they won't do anything with it. No, it's not, because... Alright, let me rephrase what I said. As I just got done explaining, only people who play shooters will have any clue to what has to be done here. People who don't play shooters won't have a fucking clue to what this even means. They're thrown this information, and they need to know what they're looking at. They have no idea what the fuck this is. So, that half of the people, this game is impossible to play because the entire structure of the game has been written like this. It's only written for people who play shooters. If you don't play shooters, you are not going to be able to play this game at all because you have no idea what the fuck you're looking at. In order for you to know that this is a side mission, it must tell you this when you first encounter it. It's impossible only for the people who don't know how to play shooters because the information contained in the game is not enough for somebody who doesn't know how to do a shooter or what the point to a shooter is or any of this nature. Only people who play shooters know what the fuck this means. Other than that, somebody looking at this, I can literally show, I can take a screenshot of this and show a ton of people that know nothing about games what is this, and they won't have a fucking clue to what this means. I can show this to people in shooters, and they will tell you exactly what it means. So, okay, I'm not saying most people would or wouldn't. I'm saying the people who don't have the information are going to stand there. Because if they're trying to get information from the game developer about why this came up. There is literally no reason that this came up on the screen. I mean, I can't say that there's no reason. Let me correct that. Unless the developers tell you why these orange things are on the screen, people who have never played this have no idea what the fuck this is, what it's for, or why it's even in the game. So to them, they're not going to pay attention to it. So what will happen is when somebody asks them, well, did you do an Echo? They're not going to know what you mean by did you finish or do an Echo. They're not. So you cannot blame somebody who doesn't know shooters for not understanding what this means. Just if a player deciding to walk around this, that's the player. You cannot use that to determine that's what needs to be done here because you're not told to walk around here. You just went ahead and did that. So the question, I can sit there and ask you why you're walking around just the same as why you can ask me, why aren't I walking around? The only thing that matters is we're both right and we're both wrong. But that whether we're both right or wrong doesn't matter. The developer never actually told you to walk around here, and that is the point. The developer can do anything that they want in a game. If a player decides to walk around in here, good for them. Did the developer tell you to walk around in here? No. Did the developer tell you not to walk around in here? No. Either way, it's a choice. But the bottom line here is, in order for you to know what is here, in order for everybody to know what is here, you have to be told by the developer what this is. Otherwise, the developer is the only one with that information. So the developer is responsible for relaying what they put in their own game, so everybody that picks it up can be done, can do it. Otherwise, this screen means nothing. These orange people don't have anything to do with anything in the game as far as somebody who doesn't know what this means is concerned. Yes, but neither does walking around. Again, see, here's the thing. I can take and reply the exact opposite to what you're saying. Because you can't just say somebody's standing around. You have to, if the game developer wants people to walk around in here, they need to tell you walk around in here. Otherwise, because you don't know what this is for. I'm standing around not because I don't know what to do. I'm standing here waiting for the remainder of the instructions. No. Okay, unless the game developer tells you we want you to walk up to these orange people and click this, you investigating is not the same thing as you're told to investigate. That's the difference. You're doing something because you feel like doing it and because your natural instinct tells you that. Somebody who doesn't have those natural instincts, who don't play games, will never do that. So they could use their argument in the same fashion you do. You can sit and say, why did you investigate, all you want. They can turn around and say, why did you investigate, all they want. Both of you will be right and both of you will be wrong. Except here's the problem with your statement. You are literally saying the very first time a player encounters something in a game that is going to be found throughout the game, that somehow that's hand-holding. You're failing to differentiate hand-holding and separate hand-holding from instructions. You cannot say instructions or hand-holding the very first time you come across a mechanic in a game that you've never seen, the player is not aware of, and then try to actually use the excuse that is babying somebody. No, that is called instructions. Now, if a player pissed and moaned that every single one of these needed that would be hand-holding. But without the very first time you come across this, no, it's not hand-holding. You're saying an incorrect statement. The very first time you come across this, in order to understand the process, you need to explain how the process was used. In other words, you can't say training wheels, somebody doesn't need training wheels just because you didn't. That's not a valid argument. That is maybe what you didn't need, but you can't dictate what somebody needs to be told the very first time you come across it. I'm talking about the very, very, very first time you encounter this. This is the very first time I've activated an echo. So it wouldn't matter where I activated the echo, if it's later on, if I'm level 40, whatever. It does. I know you can't go to level 30, but you get what I'm saying. It doesn't matter when I activated the echo. It matters the very first time I activate an echo. The instructions for giving how the echo works is required to be there, and then that's it. You don't ever say anything about it again. That way, when a player comes across it in the game, they know what it is and what it's for and how to use it. So you're confusing hand-holding with a game mechanic that is, this game mechanic is intricate. It's a complex piece of it. It's a complex thing. And so because it has multiple parts to it and because it affects the way this literally affects the game. Without doing this echo, apparently from what I understand, without knowing what this echo is for, there are things in the game you are never going to complete. It directly affects the game. That's an irrelevant argument. That's totally an irrelevant argument. It doesn't matter what the vast amount of people do. The game is this is not explained. Period. So it's like that's like, all right. Let me read what you said. But again, that comment's not relevant. You can't dictate for somebody. The game developer didn't explain this screen. What does a vast majority of people not needing the screen explained have to do with the fact that the screen isn't explained? It is absolutely irrelevant. Your comment is irrelevant. You can't use because a bunch of people knew what to do that it doesn't need to be explained as a counter argument to say that the game doesn't need to explain it the first time you come across it. You can't use that as a counter argument. It's not a counter argument. That is an opinion. A vast majority of people don't need it, so the instruction doesn't need to be there. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying that, oh well, fuck the other people that don't know how to do it. The vast majority of people know how to do it, so fuck you guys. You don't need training wheels so somebody else doesn't? So who are you to tell somebody that they don't need it? It doesn't matter whether you needed it. Good, I'm glad you don't need it. Great. And? No. Let me cut you off right there. Where did you get the idea that I needed it? You just assumed that. I never said I needed it. When did I ever say I needed this? I never said that. So why are you saying something that I never said? Where did you even get the idea that I didn't need this? You asked me what I was talking about, and I just said I'm showing that the game doesn't explain this. Now, for some reason, you go from that to saying I needed the instruction? Where did you get that from? I never said that. So for you to say I needed it, that's a fact, is false. I never said I needed it. You just said I did. No. Now you're trying to manipulate. I don't. All right, let me back this up. What you did was you asked me a question. You asked me how I knew. I said somebody told me, because you're asking. What you were trying to do was saying if the game never told me, how the fuck would I know what it does? That's not. And now you're trying to use that as a counter argument. No. You asked the question and I answered it. If you asked me, did I already know it before the person told me, I would have said yes, but that doesn't matter. But the point here is you're trying to state and take parts of a conversation I said to justify what you're saying. So no, first of all, I never said I needed the instruction. You assume that, and now you're taking bits and pieces of a conversation to try to justify that. Nope, wrong. No, that's not what you asked me. You asked me how did I know. You didn't ask me how I found out. You asked me how I knew. I knew because somebody told me, but that doesn't mean I already didn't have the information. You're right, Destiny, it is. There's no arguing that. I've said that multiple times. This game is for people who already know shooters. Somebody who doesn't know somebody who doesn't understand shooters won't be able to play this with the information in the game. They won't. And there is no way in hell ever that anybody who's played this game and has shooters is ever going to understand anything I just said. They will argue it profusely because they refuse to accept the fact that their information doesn't exist in the game. Their information is what they're choosing to do, and they fail to accept the fact that what a player chooses to do has no relevance to what the game actually says to do. A flashing icon on the screen does not mean go to it. It means it go to it visually, but unless it actually states go to the screen, go to that flashing icon, only people that decide to go up to it do that. Now, if you go up to it and activate it, that's fine. But you're never told. The thing here is, gamers fail to understand that you are never told to do that. It doesn't matter if you walked up to it. It doesn't matter if 1 million people fucking walked up to it. The game, the only thing that matters here that cuts off all other arguments is the game never told you to walk up to it. That is the only thing that matters here. Gamers who argue with me about this cannot get that concept. They try to sidetrack the issue. That's like saying, I'm not even going to get into that. So yes, Destiny, you are absolutely correct on that, and there's no arguing that, because if a player, if you could never communicate to another player in this game, and you never had a way to look things up online or anything else, and you were just in this game, the information that this game gives you cannot be used to play the game for somebody who's never played a shooter. They will continually run into problem after 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 problem, because they don't, the game mechanics for the baseline of the mechanics have never been explained. And another thing that gamers argue with me about, and they take my channel, hold on one second. Right, so the thing here is people will look at me and get mad at what I'm saying because they can't handle or they don't want to accept the fact of what I'm saying, because this is partly not their fault, because to them, a visual learner will look at something and say, hey, cool. They will turn what they're looking at into a puzzle, despite it's not a puzzle. They will say, well, I figured it out, or you're not smart enough. You're a visual learner. I can put things in front of a visual learner that a visual learner will never be able to figure out, because it requires reading and comprehension. Now, I'm not saying that they can't read and comprehension, but the fact remains is, I can take a visual learner who says something on the screen is easy to use, reverse the process and not put anything on the screen, put a written piece of instruction in there with some complex shit, and they will never be able to figure it out. And that is because they learn visually, not written. You cannot take one-sided learning and say it's explained. Well, you can, but you will be wrong on that, because learning, there are 3 different types of ways to learn: audio, visual, and then written. Unless the way something is written will impact how you read it. Right, now I'm not saying you can't play the game. What I said was, because people will say, you said this game is impossible to play. I never said that. If you actually back up and listen to what I said is, I said people who have never played shooters are never going to be able to play. It's impossible for them to play the game with the information contained in the game. I never said it was impossible for them to play the game. I said if you're using just the information in this game, you can't play the game, because it's incomplete. It's missing information. It doesn't tell you what the staple mechanics on these things are, and every game is like that. The game developers cater to the audience. Hold on one sec. Okay, then at least the first one should be explained. That is correct. That's exactly what I said. Because, all right, like I said, that's exactly what I was getting at. Maybe I didn't explain that properly, but what JP Doctor just said is absolutely correct. So, there are multiple, I forget what the fuck this is. There are multiple, Echo. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name of it. There are multiple echoes in the game. Okay, I don't know how many of them there are, but there's a ton of them. Echoes are going to be used throughout the game. So using what JP Doctor said is exactly what I said. We were kind of saying the same thing in this. But what he just said, or what she just said, I don't know if you're he or she, I don't need to know. But I don't want to insult you, sorry. So what JP Doctor said is exactly correct. It doesn't matter, like, there are tons of echoes in the game. It doesn't matter what echo you activate. The very first echo you activate needs to be explained to what the fuck it is, so that way you know what so that way when you come across an echo in the game, you know what it does. It leaves out any excuse for nobody to know what an echo is. But right now, in the condition this is in, there is no fucking way somebody who's never played this knows what this echo does, its full, what its impact does in the game. There's no information about it at all. It throws it on the screen, and then somehow you're supposed to be psychic in knowing what to do here. Okay, so yes, that's my point. So as far as, and that's why I'm very clear about what I state. So let me use button combinations in a fighting game, for example, on this. Okay. Button fighting games, everybody presses random buttons on the keyboard or whatever it is, or buttons on the controller or on an arcade stick or whatever, because you come up with your own combos. Okay, but can you press, without any instructions, can you press buttons on there to find out what button does what? Absolutely. But that doesn't matter. The game still tells you, like, let's say on the I'm going to use the 360 controller. Let's say you're playing Mortal Kombat. It'll tell you, like, for example, X punches, or Y does a high punch, A does a low kick, B does a high kick, L trigger is block. Those are the baselines. Regardless of whether you can press the button or not, that information is there. Now, to cover all bases in a very simplified instruction that people say, well, you want everything explained to you. That's implying that when somebody says they want an explanation, that's saying you want every single combo and every single button on every single combo in existence in the entire game to be explained to you. No, that's not what that means. What that means is a simple explanation to say, hey, X is high punch, X is low punch, Y is high punch, A is low kick, B is, B is, you know, high K or whatever, and then, you know, L2 is to block or whatever. What you have now is saying, try these try different combinations of buttons to see what you can come up with. Guess what? You just cleared up every fucking thing, because that's not asking to say something. That's saying, hey, this game has combos. In order to do that, try different button combinations. Now, not only have you explained that there are combos in the game to the player, which really doesn't need to be needed, but that doesn't matter. You're filling in the entire void of everything that's missing from that one simple thing, because whether people realize it or not, putting it in that fashion literally means that not only have you told players that there's combos in the game, you've told them what buttons do what, but by pressing these buttons in different sequences, you get different things, and you're told to actually go ahead and do that. So you've covered what to do, why you're doing it, you know, things like that. You're literally covered every basis with a simple instruction the very first time you come out with it. That way, if a player can't figure out certain combos, that's on them. Nobody's asking you for the entire combo. Somebody can exchange combos and say, hey, I pressed XXX here. Did you press XXX here? No, but I did try XXXB, and so forth down the line. So the combos that people come up with are on their own. Now, you can only do the combos in according to what is programmed into the game, unless the game has such a sophisticated AI that it'll create a combo out of any button combination. But that's the point I'm making. Without a very first time explanation, on the very first time you encounter something, it doesn't fucking matter what's in the game, because putting this in the game doesn't help anybody. Now, there does become a problem, and this is on the flip side of this. Give me a second, I'm going to read the chat. No, I would go out of my fucking mind with that. I would go out of my fucking mind, and I would probably get fired, dude. Because it's like, I would like to be behind a game developer who makes this shit, just so they can see how fucked up their games are. And I'm saying the game is fucked up not to bash it. I'm saying the game is fucked up because it's fucked up.
Incoming hostiles.
I am literally the only person in existence in gaming who my YouTube channel does this shit. Nobody can replicate what I'm doing, because I can pull, even if they did, they wouldn't be able to do the same thing I'm doing, because no gamer looks at games the way I do. Like, you can look at this and say, I look at games fucked up, and I do. But that's what my channel does. It purposely pulls together information no gamer in existence would ever pull out of their ass, and then on top of that, it connects pieces of information to the game together. Like, I can show you things that are connected in this game that you wouldn't even fucking realize. So no gamer would ever connect information in this game the way I do, even if they're not in the same part. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either. Game testing is not fun, believe it or not, because the whole, like, Pete, don't confuse early access games with game testing. They're not the same thing. Go talk to an actual game tester that somebody does in-house testing. It's not fun at all. It's not. So early access is not game testing. It's not. So anyway, basically back to what I was saying. What you would now have is when you're talking about the first time game mechanic, all right? What you have is the game mechanic for the first time you encounter it being the issue. Not that the fact that you could have encountered them at any point in time. Let's say you run by something, you miss it, or it says it's nearby, but you circle around, don't see it, so you bypass it. So what winds up happening is, let's say I got into the dark zone, and I'm level 30, and I have never activated an echo. As unbelievable as that sounds, that is possible. Now, I don't see how that could happen when knowing the structure of the game, because you wouldn't, it's a little difficult. But anyway, the point is, you kind of need the stuff in the game to go into you don't need it, but it's advisable to have it before you go in the dark zone. But the fact of the matter is, let's say for sake of conversation, you didn't need to open up the medical wing or do whatever the fuck it is or connect it. So what winds up happening is, the issue is, let's say I'm level 30 and I have never opened an echo, because that's possible to do. You can absolutely get to level 30 without ever opening an echo. Let's say somebody is at level 30 and they're up in the upper part of the map where there's like level 30 enemies or whatever. And then you come across your very first echo. That should still have the explanation is because it doesn't matter where the echo you open up is. If you, at the very first time you open up an echo, it should be explained to what the fuck it is. Doesn't matter where you open it up, and it doesn't matter when. The first one you do does matter. So that's what JP Doctor was saying, and that's exactly what I was saying. So now, would it be inconceivable for players to say, how the fuck did you go to level 30 without ever opening up an echo? You are a troll. Why? Because you said so? Who the fuck are you to tell them that they should open up an echo? And that's where an argument starts. So everybody that plays this game wouldn't bypass an echo, but you can't rule out the fact that somebody didn't click an echo, because how the fuck do you know that they're trying to go through the game with never reading the echoes? How do you know they're trying to accomplish something specific for something that they're doing? All right, here's a challenge for you. Try playing this game with a fucking pistol. Seriously, try playing this game with a fucking pistol. And so somebody would be like, you probably wouldn't do well, but that doesn't change the fact that how do you know somebody didn't set up a challenge for themselves that they wanted to do that? So when somebody's watching a stream saying, well, why are they'd be looking at these people like, you're level 30, why the fuck are you using a pistol? You should be using this, and this. How do you know what they're doing it for? You don't. So the assumptions in this, and the assumptions in video games cause problems. Right, and that's all I'm saying. And what you're saying is correct about the hand-holding. Now, once a player has been told, that's on them if they forget it. In that case, I'm in agreement with you. That would be hand-holding, and that's fucked up. Because if you don't remember a piece of information, that's your fault. But if you're never told the information in the first place, you can't blame the player for that. You just can't. That's not their fucking fault. This is like going into a math class. It is the math teacher's responsibility to explain the math to them. And if somebody in that class, the generalized public will not, the generalized group of people in class will have enough information that will help them get through the math. However, that does not change the fact that that system does not always work for everybody. Because there are basically 5 people in a math class out of 30 that will never be able to understand what these fucking people are talking about. Because to them, the instructions for math contradict themselves. You're saying math is an absolute, but then you're saying there's an exception to it. So if there's an exception to it, it can't be an absolute. It's a contradiction. And that way it fucks up people who actually are listening to the instructions, but the average person will know enough that the exception to the rule, that the absolutes still apply, but the exception to the rule kind of nullifies that for that time frame. But that doesn't matter. To the people who don't fucking get that concept, you're going to say that's fucking retarded. So it's the same thing. You can't apply a visual learning in a game and then yell at somebody for not knowing or call them a troll for not knowing when that's not their fault. The developer should fucking be explaining this stuff. Now, on the flip side of that, for all of you people who don't want instructions, I agree with you that instructions don't belong in a game over the game. So let me explain what I mean. Players that want to figure stuff out is perfectly fine. Do I believe in that? Yeah, if you want to do that, you play your game your fucking way. That doesn't make the instructions being exempt. However, that does make the instructions being exempt from a certain place in the game so it doesn't interfere with the people who don't want the instructions. Instructions should never be over the actual gameplay itself at any point. I get that, and that is fucking annoying because if you can't skip an instruction or you want to go into a game, you're right, that shouldn't fucking interfere with you, because if you create a new character, that's fucked up. I get that. So to what you need to do to appease everybody is this, and this would be smart development. Have the instructions in the game, but place them off of the fucking main menu. And those instructions should be every game basic. You should not have to look up how to reload a weapon. Doesn't matter whether you can press the button and how silly that sounds. The game developer should tell you how to reload a weapon. That is a gameplay basic. That mechanic works for every gun in the game. It's a staple point. So yes, you can press a button, but you still should be saying it. Right, but here's the thing. You shouldn't turn the screen options off. They shouldn't even be in the fucking game over the gameplay. They should be off the main menu. So that way the people who don't want the instructions can go into the game without being harassed with that shit. And the people who
want the instructions can get it, and it's off of the main menu. That way everybody fucking wins. But game developers are taking shortcuts and only going to the people who cater the game to, which is perfectly fine, but that is stupid fucking marketing. It's like, I know people that won't play third-person games because they're in third person. Not that the gameplay isn't great, they won't fucking play it because the game is in third person. There are games that I refuse to play because I don't like first-person view games, and I'm missing out on games because the game developer can't put the game in both first and third. Smart marketing would be to do both, and that way everybody plays it. So I'm not gonna, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say a game sucks or it's fucking bad because the game because it's in first person. For example, I'm not biased about what a game is. Like people think, oh, I'm more apt to trash a game I don't like. That's the way that's the way human nature works. But what I'm doing in the game has nothing to do whether I like the game or not. Hell, I fucking like Assassin's Creed Origins. My channel has a shitty development Assassin's Creed Origin video. Absolutely. I'm not biased about where I put it. I love Assassin's Creed Origin, but that doesn't change the fact that there's so many fucking things wrong with it. It's ridiculous. And I pointed that shit out despite I like the game. So it doesn't matter whether I like a game or not. That has no fucking relevance to the game being programmed fucked up, and that's what my channel does. That's why a lot of people, if you don't actually take the time to understand exactly what it is I'm doing and can step back. JP Doctor, you at least stepped back and understood what I was getting at. Because I think you realized after a certain point that what you're saying is true, but it's not. So, yeah, exactly. And so, even though I disagree with what people are saying, I give credit where it's necessary. So, for example, I disagree with what Doctor said, but I do agree with him that the instructions shouldn't be over the game. They don't. They shouldn't be. They should not be interfering with that because that is shitty fucking program. Why the fuck should you be subjected to having instructions because someone such as myself or other people need them? That's not fair to you guys. But at the same time, why should we be subjected to not having the instructions because you guys don't need them? That's not fair to us or that type. I'm putting me in that category simply because I'm making these videos the way they are. So that's not fucking right to do to either player on either end. And so what happens is you wind up with a fucking war on both ends of it with people. The people who are saying you're dumb for not knowing and the people saying you're fucking stupid for going ahead and doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why didn't you? Why did you? And the fucking argument just goes back and forth. So if you take a look, just next time you're reading something, try to at least try to understand. It helps you out when you're reading something in like forums and shit like that. So one of the things I use is Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins made their game around the tactics menu. And when the tactics menu was put out, the thing was so fucking simplified, it was over complex that it was next to impossible to understand how to use it. And BioWare didn't bother explaining it. So yet here you have a game company that designed a game around a specific aspect and then failed on all fucking ends to explain it. Now, people who played BioWare games had no problems, messing around. But BioWare also put a micromanaging system in there, so you could do that in case you couldn't use the tactics menu, which I found fucked up, but that's fine. But people who were micromanaging were saying that the tactics menu doesn't do what they're doing, which was false. It absolutely did. They just didn't understand it, and that's not their fault. Now, this is experienced players, so that's fine. So anyway, to finish up this, finish up what I'm saying real fast is that when the newer players didn't understand what the fuck was going on here. So what you had is the experienced players asking the newer players, how the fuck don't you know this? And the experienced players couldn't phrase their question on how to fucking use this right. So I had a friend of mine say, you should see these stupid questions that people are asking. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, they're asking how to use the tactics menu. Now this is where it comes into play about at least try to understand what somebody's saying. Don't jump the gun because what somebody writes may not be what their intention is. And if they don't understand how to phrase it, they don't know how else to word it. So in this particular case, what happened is the experienced players were reading the comment on the forum and asking, you're fucking dumb for not knowing that. But what was going on was the way the question was being phrased was not the intent of the question. It's just they didn't know how to phrase the question to ask it. I went in and read it, and I said to my friend that was talking to me, he goes, what do you mean that's stupid? He goes, well, they're asking how to use the tactics menu. I says, yeah, they are. He goes, well, that's a dumb question. I says, no, it's not. It's a perfectly legitimate question. He goes, what do you mean? I says, you're reading the question as how the fuck do you open the tactics menu? That's not what they're asking. How do you use the tactics menu? The term use, these people were asking. I need an example usage of this because this is so fucked up. I have no idea what this thing is capable of doing. I have no idea how to even begin to experiment with it. I need an example usage of how this would be used so I can get the hang of using it. My friend goes, holy shit, I never even realized that. I said, yes, that is because I understand what somebody's asking, and I understand what's going on. And so when I went into the forum to explain this, it killed arguments on both ends of it. There were still people going back and forth. But I said, you experienced players can't argue with these people because this is what's going on. But at the same time, they don't know how to phrase this because they're not familiar with their games. You can't blame a player for not knowing something like this when they were never told just because you're familiar with the system. You have to understand that there's something wrong with the system in order for you to do that. That's what the gist of this is. So, even if a player tells you this for the first time, even whether or not you know or not, if a player tells you this, which they shouldn't have to do, now at least echoes are understood why. So now you can actually do this. You know what I mean? Now you know what an echo is.
Too dangerous.
Alert. An agent is now leaving.
Look, Faye told me to check in every day, and worried Faye isn't too different from scary, angry Faye. Shit, I forgot the radio
Now,
Faye gave me at
a
home.
person who doesn't have the information can get pissed off all that they want and start saying, well, the game's not explained, the game's not explained. I do that a lot when I debate with a person about, I don't care what you did. I want to know how you went from point A to point, I want to know how you went from point A to point C while missing B. And they didn't understand that. So arguing about it isn't gonna actually help you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna actually help you. But once you know, get it. Yes, it's aggravating that you shouldn't have to been told that, but now you know. You know what I mean? Once you know, it doesn't really fucking matter because now you know. So how you get the information in that case is relevant, but it's not. The fact that you got the information is the issue, but how you got it is still an issue. It's a fucking annoyance.
Honey, you've been a gem, a real gem. How I got through the winter before you came along is anybody's guess. But I got a nice little thank you back here when you get a chance. Drop on by and see me, won't you? I mean, my own children don't. Maybe you could find a minute.
Mr. and Mrs. New York City, from East to Hudson and Bronx to Queens and all the garbage scows at sea. Except that...
We're getting overrun! They're killing everyone in sight!
Damn it, if they blow open the floodgates, then...
Captain! They've got a...
I guess I'm supposed to go there. I don't know. This map is still fucking weird and shit.
indicate this area is safe.
So, to the other people watching earlier, I was basically making a point that you're really not told. There's nothing telling you to go in here and do
medical
this.
wing is a wreck right now.
There just isn't.
Once we get that virologist over here, we can build up a staff, investigate the origin of the virus, and start getting more supplies. For civilians, but for us as well.
Like, as dumb as that sounds, that's not even
The
relevant.
tech wing has obviously seen better days. But if you can get Rhodes back here, he's apparently got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Former PMC, I think.
See,
knows more than you think he does.
That
This stuff could be
audio
very
is not
useful.
telling you need to go get him. It doesn't say go get him. It just says if you can get him back here, but that doesn't mean anything. That could fucking mean anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't... I don't know. I can't really explain what I'm trying to get at with that, but... It doesn't really tell you anything. It's just, that's a fucking generalized piece of information. It's saying, hey, you know, that's like saying, hey, by the way, if you get $10, I can show you how to spend it really wisely. That doesn't mean anything. It's just saying eventually when you get a hold of it. What they really also need to do in this is, when a piece of information pops up on the screen, that sometimes it just goes away too fucking fast. They need to have like a glossary or something for all the tips that have popped up on the screen that you can go back and read, because you can miss some of this shit. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is, guys.
Nobody's got a better selection.
This is an emergency service notification. Due to risk of infection, all school sessions have been suspended indefinitely. There will be an announcement made when it is just safe to resume them.
If that Amherst fella did start the dollar flu, it might be...
Hey, does anybody know if your inventory is connected to your stash? Like, if I put shit in my stash, will it show up in here to sell? Or do I have to have it on me to sell? Does anybody know?
I was hoping to make a sale.
Hey, I got what you need.
Good luck out there.
You looking for anything?
Okay, here's a fucking problem I have with this mod shit. I have a mod. Why can't... There's no explanation to why I can't fucking use that. There's literally... It's not even showing up on any of the fucking screens as though I have it. It says I have it, but where is it in the fucking modding menu? There is literally no fucking reason why I have a mod and it's showing up that it doesn't explain to me why it's not showing up in the fucking gun menu. There's literally no explanation as to why that is not showing up in this menu. There's no explanation to why. How can it say I have a mod and every one of these things are 0?
Best prices, best gear. Come and take a look.
Every single one of these are 0. If they're all 0, then I can't have that in my inventory. That's not fucking true. This is why I have a fucking problem with this shit.
Somebody's not even going to tell me that's not a legitimate complaint. That's fucked up. What? Why do I have a fucking mod here? It says weapon mod and angle grip, but it shows up as I don't have them in any gun menu I fucking open. It's not just one gun menu. It's any gun menu I open. I've opened up fucking multiple gun menus, and this fucking item doesn't show up.
Hey, you gotta see this.
This is why I say the modding in this game is broken. You can't mod, because if I have one, I should be able to put this on a fucking weapon, or at least it should show up, or at least it should tell me on this mod if this needs to go onto a very specific gun, and it doesn't. There's no explanation as to why this mod cannot go on a gun. It literally makes no friggin' sense. No, it's not. This is the gun I'm using. Oh wait, unless I meant that wrong. Okay. I don't know if you misworded that, but you're literally saying that mod is for the guns I'm using. The guns I'm using are this. Therefore... Okay, alright, I figured that was the case. I'm like, dude, it can't be for the guns I'm using. But that's the shit I'm talking about in this game. If that is not that mod, it's inexcusable to not have on that screen what fucking gun that goes to. It's fucking in it. You can't even tell me that's not a legitimate complaint. That's the shit I'm talking about. You can't fucking throw this in there and then not allow this on any fucking mod screen, unless it says this doesn't go on there. I understand what you're saying, but the fact of the matter is, the game does not, there's nothing on here stating what gun that even goes to. It's impossible to fucking know. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's an angle grip. Great. Small underbarrel. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, great. I have an angled grip mod. It doesn't say it can't be put on this one. It just doesn't show up. And you can kind of put two and two together, but that isn't the fucking point. If I go here and say this, I should know exactly what gun I can put that on. That way I don't go, oh wait, I don't have that gun. You know what I mean? Says it can't, or I should say, not what gun it can be put on, the type of gun. Well, the thing here is you can't really argue at that point because that's blatantly obvious. You know what I mean? Let me rephrase that because I shouldn't say it should tell you what gun it should go on to. That would be fucking ridiculous because there's so many guns in this game you'd be listing it forever. What it should say is it should say the type of gun it goes on, like a Glock or a sniper rifle or something like that. So that's just fucked up, man. That's why I can't fucking stand this shit. It's like it's fucking annoying. It really, really is. Here's another thing. I had a performance enhancing mod. I had no idea what the fuck I was supposed to do with that because it doesn't, again, it's like this. It doesn't tell you. Somebody literally had to tell me. I had the same problem with that as I had with this. Somebody literally had to tell me enhancements mods for what was where they were only go on gear. I had no clue it went on specific gear. Some games actually allow you to have the automatic boost of it just by having it in your inventory.
You think?
No, I don't fucking cut my hair, really. There's no reason for me to. And so, I know that sounds fucked up, but I'm not in a fashion show. Did I cut my hair?
Can I do something?
No, I just fucking... My hair's weird, man. So, yeah, it's fucked up.
You name it, I got it.
I mean, let me sell this shit. I don't even know what fucking this thing is. Ridiculous. What does a holster do? Like what does that do?
Always happy to deal with you. You'll be missing out. Good luck out there. You think?
no idea what these, like, what's in here. I'm like, I don't understand, like, what I'm looking at. Like, what is this?
Freezing my butt off. Good luck out there.
You looking for anything?
All right, so that's kind of like a weird sentence. So you're saying that the holster actually boosts your stats? Okay, that's fine. What does that mean, extracted items? What the fuck does that mean?
Hey, don't walk away.
Hey, is there any way to tell exactly how many experience points you have toward the next level? Like, is there a way to actually know, like, what amount of experience points you have? Because I don't know how close I am to level 13. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's cool.
Like, I can see the bar, but I don't know, like, how much more I need. Is there a way to do that, or is that only when you're in battle or something? I should say when you're outside of conflict is what I should say. I gotta get rid of this fucking shotgun. Oh, so that has to do with the DZ. Okay, I got you. Thank you. No, it shows the bar, but does it actually show the number itself without being inside conflict?
Good luck out there.
Because you can't move your mouse cursor over it to highlight it. There's just no way to do that, because the mouse, when you move the mouse, it actually moves the screen, so it's not like you can, it's not like, okay, gotcha. So, I mean, inside conflict it does that, because it tells you when you're killing guys or whatever it is. But I didn't know if it did that outside of conflict, that's all.
This is an emergency services notification. Do not eat any snow you find on the ground that may be contaminated. Thank you.
Looks like maybe some of the Russians didn't make it out of their consulate in time.
Okay, here's another question. Aside from the playing the game and getting used to the icons, how do you know which is a shotgun and which isn't? Like, I don't know, like, is there something in here that you can say what that weapon is, like what type of gun it is? Oh, never mind, I found it. It's over on the side here. It's a rifle, light machine gun. Okay, never mind, I found it. I didn't know. I didn't realize that it was actually highlighting it over to the right. Like it doesn't. I didn't realize it set it over here. I thought what this was doing was comparing what you had. So I don't know how to fucking read these screens, but I get it now. Yeah, no, that's when you're inside conflict. That's why I was clear about it. Said, does it explain it outside of conflict is what it comes down to.
I hope that doctor's still alive. He could sure use it. Good luck out there.
Huh, I never noticed that it actually said that.
I don't understand half of what Campbell says, but she says there could be something big over at the train yard.
Does that mean it's equipped now or not? Yeah, no, I saw that afterwards.
Good luck out there.
But like honestly, when you first open up these screens, it's like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Did I equip that mod? Like, is that modded now? Okay, see underneath the mag it says plus 15. I got you now.
Good luck out there.
Best in the bar right here.
You think? I hear the surveillance system's still running over at the police academy.
Hey, what'd you need?
Good luck out there.
Let me know when you're ready to buy.
Good luck out there. Freezing my butt off. The convicts moved in next to the generator.
Come back real
I need
soon.
to check something. I have to locate this now.
Can I do something for you?
Good luck out there.
What is this? It's a mask? Oh, okay, so that's mask.
Ain't seen nothing.
Armor.
You think?
Catch you next
I
time.
have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just putting shit on because it makes my frickin' stats higher. I'll figure all this shit out afterward. I need to frickin' sell half of the shit I don't even need on me. Armor 28. Combat gloves, arm.
If that Amherst fella did start the dollar flu, it might be worth checking his place out.
It's okay, I get it.
Oh, man. Ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get into it that high, but...
Oh, man. Good luck out there.
Sold.
I know Benitez would love to liberate Times Square. Can't keep doing this.
In a minute, I'm going to have to end the stream because I got to get my daughter off of the bus, but I'll be back on in a little while after this because I'm going to finish this. So this basic, from what I understand, the basic concept on this mapping is just if I can put some shit on the frickin' map and just go to the dot. It's kind of like weirded out to find out like where exactly it is or how the fuck you even get out of here or which direction you need to go in, but whatever. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just running around until I find an exit.
Your attention, please. The Base of Operations Lending Library is seeking donations of books. If you have a volume used in your department, please consider donating it.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. You're listening to Wouldn't You Know It, the Pirate Radio podcast.
Anything you're looking for?
I have no idea how to get out of here. What the fuck are all these lines on the floor? Like, why are these lines even on the floor?
Warning. You are now leaving the safe area.
Thanks. I'll pray for you.
Mike said you were around.
Wait, I'm no threat to you.
Hey, drop your stuff and get out.
Where do you think the virus came from?
Just give it up. You deserve this, man. Shoot the knee. Oh. I need to reload. Oh shit! Pump your brakes and get out of here. Hey, taking care of business.
One thing about me in games, I have, for some random reason, I just have really, really, really good headshot aim. You'll see most of my shots are always headshots. Obviously, you're probably never going to be able to pull it off against another player, but...
Make sure that was it.
I'm a survivor. Don't scoop. Can't believe it's gotten so out of control.
All right, listen, I'm gonna end this stream because I gotta go. I gotta get my daughter off of the bus for school. But I'll be back on in a little while. So hang tight, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you guys in a little bit. Later.